Okay. Anything yet? Let's see. Anything yet?
Now have many audios.
Yes. Alrighty. We got the audio fixed. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. Uh, I hope the volume is correct for you, everybody. I'm not too loud, not too low. Yeah, at least I figured it out faster than last time.
What does the many audios mean?
The what?
Many audios.
Mini.
All the audios.
All the audios.
That's what Rob says.
Is it duplicating, echoing? Because it shouldn't be echoing. That's kind of weird if it's doing a weird audio echo. So are we good, bad, indifferent?
There is a hum.
Huh?
There is a hum.
Oh, probably from that. Probably because I also have it turned up a little bit. How about now? Did most of that hum go away? So I turned my microphone down a little bit. Well, anyways.
Your mirror is bothering me.
That mirror is bothering you?
Yes. There you go.
All right. How's that? Oh, better. Oh, awesome. Good. I might have had my microphone turned up a little bit too much. Well, like I said, I've been working in the garden, in the yard past few days, getting everything rearranged, set up a little bit better. I used the old roofing that got blown off the house as the flooring for the repositioned shade house. So I was able to save that frame from the greenhouse. And I said I posted some of the pictures on my post. So if anybody wants to see that, they can check that out. And give me a thumbs up, please. And please don't forget to share and subscribe if you're first time here, which will help out dramatically with the algorithm. And let's see. What was that?
You have 6 watching and 2 likes on my screen.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, my wife's kind of helping me over there in the corner there. She's opposite to me over here on the other desk. So we're just both here in the shop. That's where we spend most of our time. Let's see. Like I said, what's really weird is I've actually been catching mice in the traps lately. Usually this time of the year, it kind of goes down to the summertime. But lately, it's been ramped up a little bit. I've caught 4 or 5.
Yeah, especially the one in the pantry.
Yeah, I got the pasta eater. And it was chunky too. It was eating a lot of pasta. Yeah, we managed to get that one out of the pantry. I think I got 1 or 2 more I got to get after. But yeah, the traps will always work for you. And let's see, what else? Oh, so I planted the teddy bear sunflower seeds today. So I want to see how that turns out. I planted some more seeds. I planted some. What did I plant today? Was it dill or was it something else? Yeah, I planted dill today. So, which is nice. Also, I had to replant a couple of the zucchinis because I think the chickens found the sprouts and they picked it clean. I got some green beans that are growing that have broken the surface. I know I'm planting a little bit on the late side this year, but now I can get out and move around, and I'm not having any issues, so which is actually really good. So if anybody has any questions, please put them down in the chat there off to the side. decreasing the mouse activity since fox badger local area. Oh yeah, the predators will help take care of them. Yeah, I learned last night that some areas in Europe do not allow any trappening or poisoning of rodents. I found out it was it was kind of a shocker. I don't know the full extent of it, but I need to learn more, find out exactly what's going on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on how to take care of rats and mice, both in your home, in your garden, around your yard, vehicles, they will find their way into vehicles too. And crushing your plants. Yeah, get pictures of that badger. That'd be awesome. Don't get too close. We don't want to see you on Torrens of Yellowstone. So yeah, we don't want you to see there. Just make sure you're safe when you're taking the picture. Yeah, make sure you're behind your window if you're able to do that. So yeah, so if everybody has any questions on how to take care of rodents, birds, or anything else like that, please leave a question in the chat. I will try and answer it as best I can. And with the knowledge that I do have, like I said, I prefer not to use poisons at all, if at all possible, because of they don't die instantly, and you can get secondary poisonings through your pets. So I don't push those at all. Yes, Rob, that is perfectly. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with using the kill traps. By the way, if you ever catch a mouse or a rat in your kill traps, do not throw that trap away. That trap is going to catch more because their pheromones are already on that trap, and they want to go check out and see what happened to George, and then they fall to the same fate. Now, Oh yeah, especially if it dies in the wall and you can't get to it. Not a good smell for a couple of weeks. Then it also draws the ants and everything else. Yeah. So we try not to do any of that. And veterinarian bills are expensive for either your pet or your neighbors. So that's why I kind of shun away from the toxins if at all possible. Now, there is a new product out there that's been out there for about 2 years that uses high sodium, from what I understand. Not sure how it works since I left the industry about 6 years ago, but I've heard about it, and I haven't had a chance to actually look into it lately. But it is out there. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's nothing wrong with. I believe it dries them out, and it messes with their cellular structure and their nervous system. But it's just a high sodium. I haven't quite figured out how exactly it works yet. They're kind of keeping that under wraps right now. I mean, you just take the bag and just leave it out in the corner somewhere underneath something. Yes, that is a horrible way to go. Yes, I know they go seeking for water, just like the other toxins that they use. It's a blood thinner. From what I understand, it works faster. But again, where are they going to go? They're going to go hide in the corner, try to get home to their home, and usually they die in their nest, and then they stink up the place. So again, I try not to do that. That might work out on a farm, out in a barn, but I wouldn't use it anywhere near my house. There's nothing like the good old traps. And also knowing where and how to place your traps is one of the biggest mysteries that has been solved. Yeah, warfarin, yeah. It actually thins out the blood. They bleed internally. They look for water. They drink the water. They bleed more, and they die. And yet, it doesn't matter how they expire, Rob. They still smell. Yeah, because I was actually watching Shawnee's channel last night. I happened to catch like the first 20 minutes, and then it was getting late for me, and I went off to bed. So I didn't get to see her whole live stream. And she usually doesn't come on till like 10 o'clock at night, and that's about the time I'm usually heading off for bed. And I hope everybody's got their coffee or their preferred drink or their tea or their water. So I got my water here. So after I'm drinking my coffee, I will have my water. Yeah, the warfarin is that's that little box of decon or the bricks that you put inside of the plastic boxes that you normally see around businesses. And if you have a lot of them, the rats are smart enough to figure that out after a couple of them expire. They figure out, yeah, no, we can't eat that. And then getting them to eat anything else is kind of hard. Yeah. Let's put that one up there so everybody can kind of read that. Clear out his farm. Hopefully everybody gets a chance to read that there. Now, another thing that I do use, believe it or not, is air rifles. But you actually have to be there to do that. The traps will work for you 24/7 until they are snapped. Not so slightly spicy, yeah. Like I said, a lot of the toxins, it's actually toxic to us too. So that's why I kind of like try and steer people away from that. Just go all mechanical means if at all possible, and more than likely it's always instant for them. Again, if you have other animals in your garden, you can set up gongs or old saw blades. You can even use old pots and pans. You can hang them up and just use a regular Red Ryder to shoot the metal, make a ringing sound, and they'll usually run away. And like I said, if it happens to be, mice or rats, you don't know what's chewing on your plants, get a game camera, put it on a small little tripod, put it out there and leave it out there for a few days, come back after they chewed on them for a while, for a couple days, look at your camera footage and find out exactly what is eating it. Unfortunately, I found out what was actually eating mine, my zucchini as it was just sprouting, and it was the chickens. So I got to put up a little bit of a wire around there to keep them from getting in there. I mean, you can pick up chicken wire, pretty inexpensive. You can, hi Des, how you doing? You can actually put the little chicken wire, little dome. You can make one. You can use an old salad bowl or something, create that little dome, put it on the top of it, and give it a chance to sprout up and get a couple inches high. Then you can just remove it and save it for next season. So there's a lot of different ways that you can keep the animals from getting to it. You can also use the same thing for rabbits. Exhausted all day, napping in and out. Oh yeah, I was actually really busy today. I finished up the flooring in the greenhouse. Jamaican shore fishing, how you doing? I mean, this is something you can do around the world, is finding ways to deter some of the animals from getting into your garden, try and keep them from getting in your house. You just got to look for all the cracks and crevices and stuff like that. And Jamaican saying hi. Yeah, and there's all kinds of stuff. Like I said, if you guys have anything else that you guys have done, please put it in the chat below. I'm not the only one that has all the ideas. Other people have other ideas that I have not come up with. I know you can go on Amazon and you can get the yellow beach balls that you can hang up in an area that has large eyeballs. Animals usually don't like being stared at, especially birds or vermin, and that usually helps as a deterrent. You can put up the owls and the hawks and stuff like that, but you got to go out there and move them every day. Hi, Deb. How you doing? I mean, deer, throw a rock at them. Just open the door, go, hey, get out of there. And they'll usually take off. If they get, yeah, because the deer know who you are. They smell you. They do. If you usually yell at them, they'll run away. But usually they'll come into your garden at night. I know fencing is expensive. Ping pong balls and playing with all sorts of neighborhoods. Yeah. It scared them. Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of deterrent stuff that you can do that are inexpensive. Garland banners across the. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I know people that'll put up the reflective streamers. They'll put up CDs. They only last for about a year. Like old CDs or DVDs, stuff like that. Even having a dog. Roam around in the secured area. If your garden is fenced in, that you have access to, open up the door, let the dog run out there. They'll help. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, Deb, how are all the quail doing? Hope you got more. Yeah, those quail were actually really good. Yeah, and let's see, what else? I mean, there's all kinds of deterrents. I haven't come up with any of them. I learned one today on a YouTube video about how to keep badgers out of your garden area or out of your chickens. The lady was saying that you can put up corrugated roofing sheets, and you put those at the bottom. Badgers can't climb those. And guess what? Neither can raccoons, because there's nothing to grab onto. And I'll let him in. How you doing,
sir? Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
That's weird. I don't hear you over my speaker. Why not?
Give me a second. Let me check. See if
Oh no, it's my end.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you on my computer, but not my speaker. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
I am trying to figure. Oh, hit this one instead, dummy.
Hey, Deb.
Right. Oh well, there it is. Okay.
Hey, Deb. Hey, Rob.
I hope everybody can still hear us. I hope so.
Yeah, because my little thing here saying I'm active here, right there.
Yeah, no, I was making sure. Yeah, our volume was on. My volume was working earlier, but it wasn't going out.
Okay.
I've had that happen 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I remember that happening last week.
Yeah.
I don't have quite an update yet, but it's close.
Okay. Well, that's
my personal information update. I do know what size of house it is, how many acres it is, but location is yet to be given.
Oh, that's good. Well, yeah. Tonight we're talking about gardens and vermin and stuff like that.
I may actually lean on you a little bit more once we get to the new place because I'm going to be putting in a garden, so I might need more of your expertise on that.
Mhm.
But I do have a box trap that I might be able to put to good use.
Oh yeah, yeah. Always save your box traps, especially your live cage traps.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
I've got.
Yeah, that's another item that you can use. However, please check your local laws on how to
Release.
release the animal, because most states here in the U.S. you cannot transport a live fur-bearing animal.
If you have a
Off your property.
DNR in the local area, please talk to them because they have if anybody knows the laws about that kind of thing, they do.
Yes, that's why I
And-
say you gotta check your local laws.
And it also is at their discretion too.
Yeah,
They do allow discretion about where you can release them,
Yeah.
not just anywhere. They
Usually-
talked about that when I was trying to get the groundhog out of the backyard here. So
Yeah.
now that's not going to be an issue anymore. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
yeah,
The groundhog can do what it wants here.
yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Rob, right there. You got the same thing right there. You can't release trap animals here, which makes a mockery of selling human. Yeah,
Wait,
no,
human traps aren't those like little kittens that people go, just show up out of nowhere and you have no choice but to take them home?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean-
Does tobacco work or does hair work? Because I've heard that hair keeps deer away.
Yes and no. The problem is when you go with a lot of these, these herbal deterrents, they're expensive.
No, well,
And you gotta
a friend of mine
constantly
that
reapply 'em.
I talked to a while back. She used to get her hair from salons
Mhm.
for free because they were going to throw it out anyway.
Yeah,
So just use it and
I don't know if
sprinkle
that
it around
works.
her garden. It'll keep certain animals away. Not all of them, but
Yeah.
certain ones.
the birds will use it for their nest.
Well, that too, I guess. I don't know. She didn't say anything about that. But hair seems to be a factor that will keep deer away at least.
Yeah, like I said, what I found out with deer is just making noise. You usually scares them away. Just startle them and get them to run away.
Right.
Hmm.
Or you don't want to run into the same problem they did in that one movie, Phenomenon, with John Travolta, where he
Never
accidentally trapped the rabbit inside his garden.
I've
I'm
never
not sure
seen
if Huh?
I've never seen it.
Well, he was trying to keep this rabbit out of his garden, so he put up a fence, not realizing he trapped the rabbit inside the fence.
Yeah.
So the rabbit couldn't get out, and it kept on getting to his vegetables.
Yeah, I mean there's lots of different ways for deterrence. You can bury wire down in the soil, 18 inches. Hi Grace, how you doing?
Hey, Grace.
I mean, there's several different ways that you can actually help deter. I would try a deterrent first and anything else before you would have to harm the animal, if at all possible. Now they're hungry too. If you want to plant something further out for them, if you're able to, you can do that.
That's
Like
why
me-
some people do food plots for deer and stuff.
Yeah.
Not just that.
Yeah, for me, I can do food plots out here, away from my garden. I haven't had any issues with the deer here, none whatsoever.
Well, you got more of a pig problem than you do a deer problem, don't you?
I haven't had no hogs here.
I meant state-wise. Usually.
Yeah, state-wise, yes.
Iowa, we have a deer problem, but that's why we have hunting seasons. Though right now, I think is we're at the beginning, in the middle, or the end of near the turkey season, but that's not the same thing. We don't have to worry about them as much. But I've had coyotes here, and I've had other foxes, and maybe here.
So I haven't had coyotes here in over a year since I chased them.
But the thing is, they were there. That means
They were here.
They can't come back.
Oh, Deb's hoping to get stuff planted this weekend. Yeah. No, like I said, the best solution for hogs, believe it or not, is the barbecue.
Well, because you have an open season on hogs there, which is
Yes.
something I don't have here.
Yeah.
So I would actually have to get a license to hunt them because they do have wild hogs in Southeast Iowa, but
Yeah.
so it's not so much of an issue here.
Yeah, here in Texas with the feral hogs, they're fair game all year round. Yeah.
Hey, Moose.
Yeah, if you're on Moose, if you're on private land, you got permission to be there or on your own land, they're fair game. Hence, that's why I have that right there.
Fair game is literally fair game.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, if it puts food in your belly at the same time,
Oh yeah,
that's always a good thing.
but you want the small ones.
I understand you want the small ones, but the big ones will eat too.
Yeah, a little bit different. Hold on.
Now, if you were planning on working on an area that the roots were really bad to hard to get through or something like that, what are the opportunities of using pigs to root through ground you couldn't get through by planting something that they don't,
They'll actually destroy the soil.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was a take on an old story about a guy who whose father who couldn't work the ground anymore, but he was in prison, so he couldn't help him. So he convinced that he had the dead bodies on this certain plot of land where his dad lived. The cops come in, they dug it all up, and couldn't find anything. They left it alone, but it was all ready for him to plant.
Yep.
So that is a gardening related story. So I think that counts.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
Cherry tomatoes, I don't have any of those, unfortunately.
yeah, I don't have any this year either, unfortunately.
I actually like cherry tomatoes. I need to get some. But the thing is, every time I see cherry tomatoes, I just eat them. I forget to save the seeds.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately with the netting, it's kind of hard, especially with the small birds get caught up in the netting. You know, it's a thing that you got to kind of worry about.
Well, first time I get access to my new place, I'm going to dig at least 4 or 5 plots, little spots in the backyard where I can plant my potato and all my little tomato seedlings and just see what happens.
Yeah, believe it or not, just putting a couple of plants in the ground will actually help with the soil as well. You know, adding some organic matter on the top of it, you know, or around it, so you can actually leach the nutrients into the soil. Will actually help break the soil up over time.
Okay, just a simple old school garden question that I just thought of. I know that farmers have to rotate their crops. You know, like they do soybeans one year, corn one year, so forth and so on.
Yeah.
And do gardens have to do the same thing, rotate what they plant and where they plant it?
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't talk about that.
No, they really don't. A lot of the gardeners do know that, but I don't hear them talking about it a whole lot.
Hopefully I brought in a cool topic about that because, I mean, that's more large scale. I get it. But even small scale, you got to be careful about your soil content. And stuff.
You know, especially you got to rotate your corn, and several other plants.
So I think it was the soybeans that bring back the nitrogen. I think.
I can't quite remember.
But the thing is, I don't know what regular vegetable plants would do that.
Yeah, well, like I said, in your potted plants, you can actually plant clover.
So clover would work then.
Mm-hmm. It'll help pull the nitrogen down into the soil as well.
Oh, cool. Well, clover's actually good for like when you're raising rabbits because they love eating that.
It's also good for erosion control. Okay, and also helping with the microorganisms that are already in the soil to help keep it alive instead of just one plant. It's all a symbiotic relationship.
What about strawberries?
You can probably do strawberries. Like I said, if I was going to put a tree in a pot and keep it miniaturized, a miniaturized fruit tree, I'd probably plant some other things around it as well.
Right.
I'll rotate a little crop around it, a little cover crop every year, doing something a little bit different. The strawberries, once they're in there, they're in there.
Yeah, well, my grandma said if you don't keep them penned in, they will go everywhere.
Yeah. There's also a book out there that does symbiotic relationships between the two plants. You kind of want to keep two plants together, or sometimes three,
What's the
like
book?
the three sisters.
I've heard of that one, but what's the book?
Oh, one of the other YouTubers put one out, and I think it was the
Doing that to my chair.
the cat's missing with Molly. What was the name of that gardener? Let me go over here and look.
It's not Josh.
I'm not good with the names. I just know the
Josh
channel.
is Garden State Gardener.
No, it's not Garden State Gardener. No, that's Joe.
Joe. Sorry, Joe. My apologies. Howie?
No, it's one of the gentlemen that's down there in Southern California by the San Diego area.
I don't know that one.
If Cliff was here, he would know.
I know the northern ones and some of the other eastern ones, but I don't know the southwest one.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. As soon as I see the name, I'll see it. I gotta go through like 200 subscriptions.
Well, when you get it, just let me know. I mean, because I'd be curious about the book. Now, I'm not the greatest gardener or anything like that, but I do like growing things in pots and stuff.
I do want to grow. I actually want to order the book.
Well, there you go. I got you thinking. Autocorrect sucks. Hey, Rob, we got Cornfed in here.
Yeah, I know. I said hi to Rob earlier.
Well, there was two Robs. I wasn't sure which Rob you were talking to. You got to specify. It's like when we see all the Jasons in one place. You know how hard that is?
Yeah, Rob.
Rob B and Rob.
And Matt's in here? I didn't see him pop in here, did he?
I didn't see Matt. Outdoors with Big Matt? Yeah, he just popped in. Okay.
All right. Matt. I just don't see it here.
And Drunken Chef BBQ. How you doing?
Hey, Simon, how you doing?
Is that Simon?
Yep, that's Simon.
Okay.
And there's I just saw him chat in, so yeah, like I said, if anybody else does any trapping, you can also talk to Big Matt too. He does also some fur bear trapping.
I've thought about trapping, but I just don't have the deep-seated interest as some do. I mean, removing them from my garden, I can understand, but that's about it. Not for fur bearing stuff, anyway.
Yeah. I can't quite remember that gentleman's name, but as soon as Cliff gets here, I'll try to remember that.
Don't think about it. It'll probably pop in your mind when you're not thinking about it. That's what usually happens.
Yeah, it's not the millennial. It's not the millennial. It's
one of the things I've been trying to think of, because they told me how much acreage it was supposed to be. It's like a little over an acre.
Yeah,
I had to figure out where I'm going to get a freaking riding lawnmower. Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back. I go get my plate for supper.
Alrighty.
Hey.
The dog.
See if I can get myself stand up here.
Yeah. Oh. There, I put him on mute for a few moments. Yeah, so if anybody likes to enjoy. Oh, and Drunken Chef, how you doing, Chef? I just now saw you pop in. Awesome. So now we got the barbecue committee in here, since I said what's good for the wild hogs? Barbecue. Yeah, that's always good, especially if you can get a little one right around about that 30-pound mark. And don't forget to take out the glands if at all possible. So using the cane. Oh, so yeah, I think he's still using that cane. I got him on mute right now because I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, there's nothing like, and it's also easier to put a small pig on a spit, and then rotisserie. Yeah, and see what else. What else can we talk about with the gardens and how to keep animals from getting to your your garden, in your house. A lot of it's just deterrence and putting up a barrier. Planting in containers is one of them. Because remember, most of these animals can actually burrow. So that's one thing. You can use that to your advantage with certain rodents. Hi, Jenny. So, like I said, with gophers, they have the traps that you put down inside of the tunnels, and I recommend the Maccabee gopher trap. Is the only one that I actually trust because it's actually the way it's designed. It can fit into small tunnels. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. As soon as I can get a place, I can go get some hogs, get a little small one. Expect a video coming up for that when I get one. Yeah, I'll probably do the catch and cook, but I won't do the clean because YouTube frowns upon that, the cleaning part. So, and I thought about using my torch to burn off the hair, so we don't have to worry about the hair and the meat. Besides that, that's as far as I'm going to go with that one there. So, I'm checking I was just double checking my bait station. I've seen a mouse go back and forth past few days. He's quick too. He just runs over there, grabs a seed, and runs away. So I'm waiting for him to get comfortable. Then I will probably take him out. I got a couple of mouse traps there, but he just jumps right over them. I actually need to get a game camera on it, and so that way I can film it. I can make it where he has to cross the trap, but he's just jumping right over it. Ooh, that sounds good there, Deb. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to have my supper yet. Yeah, yeah. Somebody else is eating their dinner. So, like I said, I'm gonna try to get another barbecue video up here in the next. It'll probably be next week or the week after. So look for that one coming. I do have another video for my pest control followers. I have a video coming out for that soon as I put it all together. Because I'm gonna wait to catch a couple more before I put that out. Because I think I've caught 4 or 5 out of the house already, and believe it or not, all out of the same box, except for one. Almost all of them are out of the same box. So the box method does work. Yeah, I put you on mute, Colin.
Huh?
I put you on mute because I didn't know what you guys were doing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, what's in the box?
The traps.
Oh, what type of
Yeah.
traps? I mean,
Just the regular old mouse traps. The not the snap ones, but the like the T-Rex ones, the Tomcats.
okay.
The easy sets. And when one of the guys at work says, "Oh, that little thing kills mice," I says, "Yes, it does, and very effectively too." Yeah, those traps seem small, but they do the job very, very well. Yeah, I wonder if Cliff is probably out in the garden.
Most likely.
Yeah. So fox it outdoors, fox it outdoors, fox it outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I probably got gaps in the house. Through my shop, I have a gap in my door about that high.
So what type of mice are you getting? Just regular field mice?
Just regular field mice. Last year I was actually getting deer mice.
What's the difference?
Deer mice have a larger ears, longer face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get a dormouse.
What exactly is a dormouse?
The one that's in between the door and the door jamb.
Is that the difference between a country mouse and a city mouse?
Yeah, it's in between the door jamb and the door.
Just don't give it a cookie.
No, yeah, a dormouse is basically it's a gray mouse. House mouse, as a lot of people also call it as well.
Okay, thanks for letting me know, Deb.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got brown mice, you got gray mice.
We're planning
Yeah.
on letting our kitties into the new place first, overnight. Let them get used to the place. If so, let them see if there's anything for them to get. Marcus will probably be the first one to find it, for sure, if there's anything to be found.
Now, is this place going to be in the neighborhood, or is this going to be out in the open?
It's going to be out, apparently. It's going to be just a little over an acre big.
Yeah, but is there other neighbors around, or is it going to be
There's
isolated?
neighbors, but they're down the road a little bit.
So it's
I'm not sure exactly of the location because we've been researching the places he mentioned that had 4 bedrooms and a little over an acre,
okay.
and they're all outside of town. We just don't know
Okay.
which one. There's like 4 or 5 options.
Yeah, so you're in the rural or the county.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, they're still listed as Newton.
But yeah, but it's,
just
if
like
it's outside the
outside.
city,
Yeah.
yeah, just like I am. I'm outside of the city limits, so I am considered county or rural.
Well, they're still falling under the Newton, area code. So
Yeah.
or zip code.
Yeah, right there. The mice don't like to taste the zinc. Yeah, neither do dogs. That's why they don't like keys.
Why not zinc? Is there a reason?
It's that metallic taste. If you ever put keys in your mouth, you get that little weird metal
like
flavor.
pennies. Like
Ye-
pennies. They're mostly zinc nowadays.
Yes.
So could you put pennies at places where you don't want mice to go?
No, because I use those to put in my funding jar.
No, but I mean, would that work though? Is what I'm saying.
You can use galvanized wire mesh. You can use that.
Oh
too.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's post wire.
Yeah, and just make sure it's zinc plated.
Okay, good to know.
There you go.
I saw that. That's very similar to my clay method for fish.
Yeah. They had 12 to 14 good for one serving. Yeah. Like I said, another problem is
That's as
squirrels.
appetizers, though. Just to say, just saying.
Squirrels are probably going to be the hardest thing to get out of a garden.
No, not really. If I'm outside of town on my own property,
Freezer camp. Yeah.
it's good. They're going to be in the fridge.
Well, like I said, they're going to be the most mischievous, the ones that won't stop. It's just that's the nature of squirrels.
But you don't hunt your squirrels for a reason, not just because they're in your garden.
Yeah, I only get rid of them only if they become a serious problem. That is my emergency food supply.
Rabbits would be better and easier to handle.
Well, I got rabbits here too.
No, in cages.
No, because then I have to take care of them.
They'll eat grass clippings. They'll eat pretty much anything organic.
Oh yeah, I know, but still, you got to water and feed them. You got to tend to them. If one gets sick, you need to take care of it.
Hey, Blake.
Hey Blake, how you doing? Yeah, so that's why I have habitats out there everywhere
Right.
for the animals. I'm not mean.
Well, I never said you were.
Yeah, some people think you got to get rid of every pest. This is nope, just the ones that are the problem. I told you.
They do take care of their own little ecosystems.
Yeah.
And here he is.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was up. My bad.
Yep.
I was like, why is my square black?
And don't forget, there are some invasive species that are considered a pest that you can harvest year round.
Yeah, they're called Karens.
No,
No,
like I
they're
said,
not.
I mean, like I said, in your garden, and if you see a Eurasian colored dove, that's gonna be the gray dove that has the black stripe around its neck. They ask you to get rid of them. Okay, you save up enough of them, you can have some bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers with dove breast in them.
Isn't that called squab?
No, that's pigeon.
Oh.
Pigeons are technically not native here to the U.S.
Because we got open season on those too.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't see them here very often.
We got them. Well, if you live near a grain bin or anything like that, corn bins and stuff, you will see more of them, but not so much.
You'll see them at the farms and stuff like that. Yeah, if they're out in the farms, that's where you want to kind of get them. You don't want to get them, in the city.
In the middle of Des Moines, they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm. They're also called rock dove, if anybody's wondering.
That one I actually knew.
Mm-hmm. And they are related to the dove family.
And my dad says they're totally edible.
Mm-hmm. Everybody goes, oh, that's eating pigeon. They're nasty. Well, out in the wild, they're basically, it's a rock dove. It's a
They'll
dove.
eat whatever they have available.
It's a large dove that nest up in the cliffs.
Ain't no bird nesting in me.
Yeah. Hold your shirt open. You get a nest of them.
Ain't nothing to nest in. Ain't no hares down there's.
Yeah, right there. What Rob says, right there. Oh yeah. Like I said, with the pigeons are a totally different thing. You really don't want them hanging around your area. Their
They
feces,
do carry diseases.
yeah, up to 7 different diseases that we can get sick from.
Bird flu is one of them.
Oh no, you can get SARS? You can get
Well, I said one.
several different respiratory infections.
And their
Yeah,
their manure is toxic too.
And believe it or not, you can also get it from chickens as well.
Oh yeah.
That's why you got to constantly keep that area cleaned up and picked up.
We can get a lot of things from chickens.
Yeah, salmonella is probably the worst one.
If you don't pay attention to what you're doing.
Wings, thighs, breasts, feathers,
Nuggets.
feet. Don't know what you can do with a chicken foot, but
Oh, that's good for
actually,
voodoo.
technically, it's considered a good luck charm in some places.
It's a voodoo thing.
Or you can do
Except
something
for the
like
chicken.
my sister used to do. She'd grab that little tendon and pull on that little tendon, and the chicken's feet would do this.
Little mini hand grabber.
Yeah.
Stick
They
that
make
on
good
the
back scratchers.
hollow bamboo rod with a little thing on the end. It makes it like a little chicken pickle grabber, chicken foot pickle grabber.
Blake just got done smoking a whole chicken.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where'd
I
you
thought
put
it
the
was
ashes if you get done smoking it?
That's a big tobacco leaf.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was going somewhere along that line too. Like, damn.
What you smoking? Chicken.
That's a
Hey,
big
Rob, how's it going?
that's a big zigzag.
Had a whole,
Unless he's
he had
using
to
the
use
pipe,
a whole
and it's
sheet.
a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Well, I figured it would have been the potatoes. Although he probably ate those the same day he harvested them.
He probably did.
He did. I don't know if he showed anybody else. I know he sent me a picture while I was at work, but he got a good decent amount of potatoes
Oh, did he? Oh, that's
for a
good.
harvest. Yeah.
I know you. I got a message back from you earlier today that said you were at work late last night.
Oh yeah, we had a concert last night at work, and I didn't think I was scheduled till the end of it. And my boss was like, he goes, you're scheduled to close tonight. I said, what? What are you talking about? It's like, I only stayed till 5. I walked back there. Sure enough, I'm scheduled to close. I was like, damn it. Had to go back over there, clock back in, and I just sat there. I was dead too because I went to work that day on about 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Oh, how'd you like the pictures so far? I've been sending you.
So far, so good.
Looking good. Yeah, I cut that tomato back severely today, so
Wait,
I can.
you sent me a
so I-
picture of tomato?
No. Yeah, you'll see it there in the left side there. I did cut it back severely. I didn't take any pictures today. I should, but it's a little late now with the sun going down because it's about ready to be sunset here in about 10 minutes. But yeah, I cut it back severely so I can move it around without snapping the stalk. I just left a couple little sprigs on there, so it'll actually regrow because it did it last time.
I will have to check on that as I don't remember getting that one.
Yeah, it was the latest one. Is the last one.
I got the bridge one, and then
Yeah, if anybody's wondering.
Jason's showing me his moist meat.
Yeah, so I'll probably go over this again, but what I actually did was I actually took the old roofing that blew off of the shop. I actually repurposed it as a weed barrier underneath the shade cloth, the shade tent, which was the greenhouse. But I can't keep the top on it tight anymore, so that's why I turned it into a permanent shade house. So hopefully this October I can order a polycarbonate greenhouse. Yeah.
I did not see those
I
Oh,
saw them yesterday.
pictures that you sent me. I didn't even. I got the last one was the silly string one that you sent me,
okay.
and then I got the bridge pics. But for some reason, that one decided to post at 6 o'clock yesterday. But you sent me the bridge pics like 3 days ago.
Yeah. But yeah, so what I did is I took the old roofing and I put it on the ground. Then I put the frame on top of that. And then I actually put the pallets along the corners and put the plants all on pallets. Then I put the shade cloth on.
Yeah, whatever works.
Oh yeah. So yeah, unfortunately I had to cut back the tomato so I can move it without it bending and snapping the stalk. So if it comes back, it comes back. If it doesn't, I'll just go buy one.
It's better than scrapping everything and
Yeah.
not letting it all go to waste.
I mean, a lot of it was gnarled and dropped over, and a lot of the branches were snapped. So I just figured, just start over again. I mean, tomato plants are pretty tough.
Yeah, you can cut those things almost down to the ground as long as you leave one like leaf node on there. They'll just come right back.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm waiting for mine to get a little bit bigger for move when we get moved. I can move it to the new plot and let it go outside. So I'm gonna break all my little plants into their own little sections.
Hey man, that thing tweaked the
I may have a lot of tomatoes by the end of the year, hopefully.
Yeah, you can see how all gnarled it is, all twisted.
Yeah, that thing got all beat up in that windstorm.
Yeah, so I said, cut it and redo it.
Well, like I said, it works.
I left lots of nodes on there. I still left it about 3.5, 4 feet high above the ground inside the planter, so it can spark out, send out new leaves and everything else.
What kind is it again?
Tomato?
Yeah, what kind of tomato?
I can't remember. That tomato is like almost 2 years old
The fact that you keep it going, it's a bonus.
because I
I
had
don't
it.
usually see them that long.
I had it in the greenhouse all winter long.
Yeah, they as long as you keep them things warm, as long as you keep plants warm, they just keep going. They do
Keep
not
on generating more fruit.
Oh,
Yeah, Rob,
just keep
Thank
going.
you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. The red type of tomato.
No, I mean I've seen yellowed ones and I've seen green ones and I've seen red. The red ones.
They even got purple now. So
I saw those purple ones. I thought those were weird.
yeah. So I planted dill today. I planted those teddy bear sunflower seeds. I planted those today. I put a couple more zucchini out. I ended up with a couple of empty pots. Now I'm gotta fight the ants.
Maybe you need to raise a couple anteaters to eat your bugs.
Yeah. So I've been cleaning up around the house, cleaning up the old garden area, trying to get that all cleaned up. And I found some of my old containers They got blown over and overgrown. Actually had asparagus in them, so I still got asparagus plants I need to plant.
That's good.
Hmm.
I've been meaning to ask you, Jason. I mean, you're in Southeast Texas, correct?
Yes.
No, he's in his house.
I heard. Yeah, I know. But I was going to say, I heard that there's some armadillo problem down that way.
There's armadillo problems everywhere.
But where you're at,
Not in my exact area, no.
okay, that's good at least. That would really suck for you if it did.
You know, I like armadillos. I think they're kind of ugly and cool looking at the same time.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
because they got armor.
It's right in that between where it's ugly, but yet it's very.
It's cute. It's so cute. It's so ugly. It's cute.
I wouldn't
that
say
situation.
cute, but on the adorable side,
Cute.
It is-
It's
it's-
cute.
yeah.
Just say it.
yeah. Well, like I said, the only problem is they dig in the places you don't want them to dig. Like I said, you don't want them digging underneath your house. You don't want them undermining
Your garden.
a concrete foundation. In the garden, yeah, you can pack it back full of soil. Yeah, just keeping up a fence actually helps them out. Well, they'll go around. Yeah, watch out for that cat.
Ian, you gonna say hi?
Hi, Ian
And
That was
and
a rare
Jenny and
sighting.
Molly.
yeah, so
Hey, Molly.
she's walking in right now. Oh, and my supper is ready. So,
Ooh, what's for supper? What's for supper?
oh, I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
Burros, little burritos,
Burritos.
burritos.
Burritos. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You have to wrap them better, probably.
Oh no, I'm fine. Get the green Tabasco sauce. Yeah, so there's all kind. Like I said, just having a fence up around a garden.
Ah!
Got attacked by
Cat got her.
the cat again.
Cat, yeah, try to go after her food.
Time to feed the cat.
He's got food.
He's got food.
Yeah, but it's not that
Oh.
food.
I don't think Ian gave him the cat's treats yet.
I do.
Oh, okay. I probably won't do a lot of vegetables
Yep.
this year, but I will get some out.
Yeah, because
Potatoes and tomatoes, definitely.
you can actually go down to Home Depot, Lowe's, and you can get that that fencing. You get 100 feet for like $90, and some of the short little T-posts. Now, little 3-foot high little hurricane fence.
Step on.
Not a chain link fence, but the galvanized welded one. That's going to be like the 4 inches by 2 inches, and that'll help keep a lot of your animals out. Believe it or not,
What do you use to drive those? Just a regular hammer, or do you use a T-post driver, or what?
T-post driver, yeah.
I got a T-post driver already.
I just use a 2.5 pound sledgehammer.
T-post driver is much easier.
I've got one of those right there. I call him Mini Mew Mew. He's right there.
But also good for busting through doors.
Well, like
Yeah,
I said, the only thing I'm going to be planting right now is going to be some tomatoes and some potatoes. I'll worry about the rest of it later.
Yeah, but yeah, just bring up a couple of T-posts and just try and tighten it up as best you can, without bending the T-post.
Oh, I've done fence post work before when I was younger.
Mhm.
So I know how to do that. I just don't like to. Not without the proper gear.
Hammer and a ladder usually work for me.
No, for tightening up the fences.
Yeah, it's hard to
If you
tighten
don't
those
have
up.
it tight right, it'll leave gaps and things can get in.
Yeah,
Screwdriver?
Nope. I bent too many screwdrivers.
Mhm.
And don't
Yeah,
think they
but
won't be bent. They will.
Chinese Walmart screwdrivers?
Anything, any screwdriver will bend if you don't watch it.
yeah, you
But
can
they-
put
They
a
do
pin-
make the proper tool for tightening up and wiring
Yeah.
fences. So use those if you got them. It's safer in the long run.
Yeah, you can also use the a piece of metal, go through all the runs, weave it through there, and get a and one of those little ratcheting tie down straps, and you can actually tighten up a fence pretty good with those.
I've heard about that. I've never seen anybody do it though.
Oh, I've done it. That's what I have.
But like I said, I've never seen anybody do it. Not online. No one talks about stuff like that. Just like they don't talk about the other thing we discussed about rotating your garden crops every year.
Yeah, that one is a big old load of honky BS.
It's about the nitrogen thing.
I mean, you can do that, but you're looking at, and every time you rotate your crops and you don't have something in a specific spot, and nothing's growing in there other than weeds, and you just till that in, you're essentially basically running on a 3 or 4 year cycle. So every 3 to 4 years, you get something back in that plot, which a lot of people will say, yes, it's good to rotate your crops, but a lot of people will tell you it's just BS.
I've never heard the BS part before.
Now you can also
mention it to me.
You can also do a cover crop as well.
He mentioned clover.
Yeah, clover, any sort of, I mean, you can do it. A cover crop is technically weeds, so anything that'll grow in a short time frame. I mean, you could grow lettuce. Technically, that would be considered a cover crop.
Yep.
You just chop it, drop it, and let it rot for a few months or a couple of weeks under some plastic, and you're good to go in a couple of months on that row again, or a couple of weeks, depending on how fast your stuff.
Yeah, the reason why you want to put a cover crop on there is also to help keep the erosion down. Whether it be water or
wind than we do, generally, though, Cliff, don't you?
Dude, it's been. I had to stop working at like 1 o'clock because it got just stupid windy over here again.
Yeah, you deal with a lot of wind.
Hopefully, if what I got going up front works the way I want it to, the wind will be a lot less in my yard.
That's good.
What you need is a windbreak.
I'm working on it, and unfortunately, my windbreak is currently going to take a couple of months to grow.
But once it's in, right?
You have a ghost in your house.
I do.
That broom handle that you have in the back corner over there, I just saw that sucker move.
That was Macus.
That was Mac.
Okay, so you got, well, you still technically have a ghost.
A gray
No,
ghost.
he hit the bottom. You can't see it, but he hit the bottom brush chasing Ninja.
Yeah, I wasn't even paying. I was like staring at the screen over here, and I just seen that thing move like 4 or 5 inches. I was like, what the heck?
No, that's just Mac. They chase each other around the house. And the broom just hasn't been sitting there, and he hit the brush.
At least they're getting their exercise.
Well, she's getting her exercise. Mac is fine. And there she is. That's Macus? Okay. When we get to the new place, he should be getting a lot more exercise because it's going to be bigger.
Yeah, I'm going to have some peppers. Are going to be ready here shortly.
Which type of peppers?
The Anaheim and the bell peppers. The small sweet bell peppers.
I like bell peppers.
Mm-hmm.
They make great chili. And what was their sweet red ones, or whatever they're called?
Oh, sweet.
Most bell peppers are sweet.
Well, some bell peppers are a little tangy, a little kick. I think it was because my family the way they grew them, they were near somebody's jalapenos or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you know about the cross-contamination stuff, Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you do get the well, it's not really cross-contamination. It's cross-pollination. If you get your bell pepper plants too close to any sort of like hot pepper plant. But a cross between a bell pepper and a jalapeno is not going to be that significant of a increase in spice level.
As Cliff already knows.
But the thing is, what you consider not spicy is not the same for everybody, Cliff. Some people,
Colin, the literally, if you crossbred a jalapeno and a bell pepper, you're going to get the same amount of heat or spice level as pepper.
If that.
Because if you actually eat a peppercorn, those damn things they got a kick.
I've accidentally did that once. It sucked.
Yeah, that's where the spice level.
I got it caught right here, and I couldn't breathe. I had to coughing up and drinking water and all this other crap. It just burnt my throat for a while.
Yeah, it's spicy. It's the same thing if you do mustard seed. If you eat an actual like couple mustard seeds, it's gonna be spicy.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know much about mustard seeds. I've never grown mustard, so I don't know anything about that.
Neither have I, but I mean, you basically eat mustard and it's got a little bit of a kick to it. So if you eat a solid, straight up, just mustard seeds, it's gonna have the same kick, just
Oh yeah.
not
Without the-
diffused.
Without the vinegar.
I was
Yeah.
considering if I grew enough tomatoes and actually got something to grow, I was thinking about making some ketchup.
That's gonna be a long. You can make basic ketchup, but you're not
Basic
gonna get
ketchup.
like store bought.
No, basically same stuff as that's in my Back to Basics book.
Yeah. That's a basic ingredient listing on what they have for that in there, but there's still
Well, ketchup.
a lot of stuff to do it.
Well, thing is, most people think I'd put that on everything if I could, but the thing is, it's not about the tomatoes. Actually, it's actually the vinegar that makes the
Put
taste.
vinegar on it.
I'd put the straight vinegar if that was the case, but I just don't want to put vinegar on everything.
Do what you mean? You don't put that on everything?
No, I don't. Say what?
A little more vinegar on the fries.
I use malt vinegar.
Well, malt vinegar is different. But you don't use malt vinegar very much, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
most
but-
everybody uses white vinegar.
That's what I was thinking.
I love the red wine vinegar. I can drink that out of the bottle.
Oh, I can't. Or apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar, I can do that too.
Apple cider vinegar I've used, but not for cooking, though. For something else, but I can't remember what it was. It was a while back. I was using it for some reason. I can't remember. I'll remember sometime in the middle of the night. It'll pop in my head and go, "Oh, that's what I remember it for."
Cliff,
Jason.
the gardener that's out of Southern California that does the companion books.
Epic Gardening?
Yeah, Epic Gardening. Is that him?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he's Southern California, and then there's his buddy is Jacques in the Garden. I believe.
The one that also has the channel about his little homestead. Excuse me.
Sorry, I don't know where I'm going here.
My jacket.
Let me pull up the channel, and then let me know if that's the right one.
Excuse me.
Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. I'm a little chilly.
I thought you were calling.
I am.
When did you turn into a chili?
No.
When I make my green arrow chili, which, by the way, was mentioned on Johnny's Instagram channel. He's posting a lot on Instagram nowadays.
Yeah, that's because he's got his own Instagram channel now. He's posting on like
He says he likes it better.
4 or 5 times a day. Is it Jason? Is that the guy you're talking about?
I think it is.
If he has the books, that's the one he's talking
Yeah.
about.
He's got a couple of books. This is the guy who started his own mini homestead on like a quarter of an acre or something,
Yeah.
and then like he went from essentially
thank
that's
you,
what the
Grace.
property looked like to what he has now. He's got like 9 birdies raised gardens. I think he's got like 8 dragon fruit trees. Own
think
greenhouse.
No,
I
that's
can't
not
look
him.
at my book.
That's not
unfortunately.
him.
That one's not him.
I don't think that's him. Go a little bit bigger screen.
Hey, Cliff, got a weird question.
No, that's not
Yeah,
him.
big on my side, unfortunately.
Do you have your Back to Basics books available? I can't get access to
Yeah.
mine right now because I got it packed.
Oh yeah, mine's right. Mine's like 3 feet from me.
I'm trying to remember the recipe for the ketchup. See what kind of vinegar they asked for it. I can't look it up because it's literally taped up in a box right there.
Gotcha. So it wasn't Jason Sanderson.
And it's
He's the
not
only
him.
guy I know from Southern California other than Jacques in the Garden.
Yeah, he's the one that's got the cow and all that, and he's on a slope, and he's got the chicken coop that looks like an old English hut.
Oh no, I don't know that channel. Okay, so you should have given me a little bit more specific. So yeah, that's definitely not this channel.
Yeah.
Southern California. Let's see, because yeah, the only ones that I watch from California are Jocks in the Garden. Well, every once in a while, and then Epic Gardening.
Yeah, I watch a
It's not-
couple of
it's-
garden channels around here too.
It's not James, and it's not.
I can never remember him. Oh, wait a minute. If I go to.
Because I know he doesn't have cows either. There's like 2 other channels I watch, but I don't know if they're. One of them is, I believe. Oh man, I always forget where that guy's from. He says it like coast of, I think it's North Carolina.
That's the Millennial Gardener.
Yes, but that's not the one you're looking for.
I'm searching for it now. He just recently put out a video too.
It's possible that I just don't have him subscribed to.
Okay, there's several YouTubers that put out gardening books. The Seasonal Homestead, 8 Easy Vegetables to Grow at Home, and another one by Top Gardening Books featuring edible landscaping by Sarah Mida,
What?
and the In and Out of the Garden by Sarah Mida as well.
How
Well,
do
it's-
people find land for so dirt ass cheap? It's pissing
There's
me off. I
the-
just ran across a thing over here. It says we found 30. What is it? 160 acres of land at $30 an acre. How?
What? Where?
Shit if I know.
Sacramento, Utah.
I'm just gonna hover over this to see if they give information on this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a tax sale plot, so that's why.
Ah. Okay.
Have you ever heard? Okay, I've got several other YouTube garden books that I want to list out. See if you guys recognize them. Was it a male or female author?
Male.
Male. Okay. My Busy Green Garden by Terry Pierce.
I'm not going to recognize the name. I got to recognize the channel.
That one's for kids. Seasonal Homestead. We Are the Gardeners. What about the Grocery Row Gardening?
No, that's not him.
What about the Vegetable Gardeners?
It's pretty much everybody.
No, that's the name of the book.
Well, we're not looking, Colin. He's not asking for the name or title of the book. He's trying to find the channel name.
Well, the thing is, I'm going by channel name, and they're listing the books.
Oh, well, I know it wasn't Rem because Rem was working on. I think he's working on a book, but he doesn't have one out yet.
It's not
Yeah,
the-
I've been watching a lot of random anime series from start to finish on here from a lot of, and my stuff is taking a hit for what I have for the information at the moment. So I have to scroll through a lot of stuff to.
Yeah, I'm scrolling. Oh, here it is. This is one of his channels. Here is Little Homestead, Big Dreams. Next Level Gardener.
I don't think
Oh,
I-
NGL
Yeah.
or NLG.
I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, I've run across some of his stuff before. Yeah, see, he's already popped up on my search. Just means I've already either looked at his channel before or used him before.
Yeah, he's got a community page, the whole works.
Yeah, this guy's whole property's on. Yeah, it's on a slant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody does the same thing. The only problem is I want to grow strawberries the way these guys all do it, but the problem is I don't have the space to just run a crud ton of freaking rain gutter. That dude's been gardening for 37 years, give or take.
Yeah.
So you think is he as good or as Howie?
I think
That'd be a
he's-
tough call.
yeah.
I mean, Howie's probably been doing it way longer.
You know, I mean, I'm using you and Howie and the other gardeners that I know and Joe, obviously, as my baselines.
Yeah, he's way more advanced than I am. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, he does all kinds of videos. I stumbled across him about a year ago.
Jason, I owe you a slight apology. I didn't like and share out your channel right at the beginning when I came in.
I'm
So
not worried about it.
it is now liked and shared on multiple channel on
Oh
platforms.
no, Jason's going to lose 200 subscribers because of that.
Or he's going to gain 200 subscribers.
Yeah,
Who
so
knows?
yeah, if you guys pick up Next Level Gardener, he's got a lot of information. I like the way he's transforming this yard compared to his old one. It looked like he was in the Anaheim area before. Well, he's got 1.17 million subscribers, so he's doing something right.
Giving a lot of information is what he most likely. A lot of it's going to be giving information.
Yeah, because he's the one that with the symbiotic relationships between the two plants. What do you call it? What was it again? The
Companionship plants.
yeah, companion plants. Yes. But yeah, let me go back over here.
Yeah, if I had the property and acreage, I could do stuff like that. But I'm still waiting for my saffron to come in. I don't know when that's coming in.
Be careful when you say saffron. You could be referring to the lady from Firefly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't want her to be.
Now I can read the chat since I'm back in the.
Hey, Cecilia.
Good evening, Cecilia. How's it going?
Hello, Cecilia.
I am here, but not here, but here.
Yeah, like I said, he's got a lot of good information. I'll catch his videos whenever I can.
I've never heard of him until you mentioned him. So
I've mentioned him a couple times.
I wasn't as focused on gardening. Well, I'm not exactly called myself a gardener. I'm called myself a guy who planted some seeds.
Yeah, you're technically still not focused on gardening. You just have the plant that you now have to keep alive.
Hey, I do pretty good with that. I've done it before. And circumstances, destroyed it.
Tomato plant lasted longer than I think your potatoes are going to last.
I don't know. My potato's doing really good. He's like this freaking tall. And my tomatoes are actually doing really good too. They're like that tall.
Well, evening drops. Didn't see you sneak in. My apologies.
Oh, did he? He dropped in? Okay.
I wouldn't know.
Excuse me for a moment.
But that one time that one tomato plant died, it was not my fault. Freak cold snap came in.
Yeah,
The weather's-
tomatoes are kind of picky. They don't like cold weather.
Well, it wasn't supposed to get cold. And it was at a really nice place. It just wasn't heated properly. If I'd have known they would come in, I would have pulled it in the house. You know that.
Yeah, I've seen people grow tomatoes in the bathroom.
Hey, I grew mine in a hotel room, so I think I did pretty good.
Because, I mean, you're in the bathroom a lot. You're turning the light on and off constantly. So the plant photosynthesize, sleeping, but then you got the heat and the steam when you're showering in there. Even when you have the exhaust fan on, you can get those things steamy as heck. It's basically like a little mini greenhouse or I guess like a mini rainforest. And I have seen people grow some huge tomatoes inside of the bathroom.
And I know some bathrooms that do have windows that will give you a little bit more extra
So
light.
you can get
too.
natural light. Now, I do recommend, though, because if it's in the fact that it's in a bathroom, wash the hell out of your tomatoes.
Yes,
Yeah, I get it because you don't want the
the
bacteria.
fecal matter.
Yeah, you do
Fecal
not
matter.
want to eat the particleized fecal matter and urea on your
You're
plant.
supposed to be washing your tomatoes anyway, especially because if you use any like manure and fertilizer anyway. So you need to do that
When
naturally.
it's on ground, no, only if you're using it as a spray. So think like if you're using it in the manner of like a pesticidal spray, then yes, you have to wash them. But if you're putting it in ground, the plant is going to break it down. It's going to do what it needs to do to get the nutrients out of that. You won't have
Take
to
up the
wash.
rain and everything else to help
Can you
keep
put
it.
worms in those?
You can put worms in anything.
No, I wasn't sure if you could still put worms in your plants to help them grow. So
Oh yeah, I got worms are in every one of my planters.
Yeah, I think I've only ever dug out one planter that didn't have a worm in there, and that was on my fault because I think I let that planter dry out too much. But I introduced a handful of them to it, and I can literally just stick my hand in there about an inch or two, scrape it back, and it's just layers of worm casting.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
good though, right?
Yes.
Nowadays, yes, your soil is considered good if you have worms in it. But the funny thing is, back in ancient times, like, and I'm talking when they had like the 200, 300 foot tall redwoods, back in the day, there was no worms on the ground. Worms were introduced to places by humans.
Really, I did not know there were transplants.
Yes, worms are transplants. I ran across some weird documentary thing. I was reading this, and I was like, that is interesting. That's the
Yeah.
reason why those trees were so big, is because all of the matter that they would drop, you'd have 3-4 foot high, basically piles of compost on the floor, on the forest floor, breaking down and feeding all of the trees.
Oh,
And there
that
was
makes sense.
nothing to help it break down other than any sort of fungal matter.
I don't see anybody growing any redwoods anytime soon, though.
That's because they take forever to grow.
Well, no, the
That
first
doesn't mean
50
you can't
years they
grow
go.
one,
Well, the first 50 years they grow up pretty quick, then they slow down.
but they never stop growing, though.
Which is, what is it? One of the it's, I think it's Utah or Nevada. They've got that one flat plateau that's out there, like the middle of nowhere, just like cut off. Looks like a just lone little mountain. Somebody has speculated that that may or may not have been an ancient tree.
I've heard that because it looks like a tree stump.
Yeah, the way it's gone up, yeah, they have suggested that it may or may not have been at one point probably one of the largest trees on the planet. Back when the dinosaurs were sitting
Here's
here.
the question: what saw was big enough to cut it off smooth?
Meteor impact, who knows?
Erosion. It could be an old ancient forest that grew up into one solid.
The world's largest blue ox decided to eat it.
Who knows? Hey, Daniel.
Oh, Daniel's in here. Hey, Daniel, how's it going?
Good evening, Tiffany, if you're there as well.
I have not got my place yet. I will find out more tomorrow morning. I was just informed.
What is just informing?
Well, he's
Because I
looking
need
for a
place
place.
location. I decided to run with it just because. Why not? Turn it on you. Turn it around on you there, Clip. When I find out, you guys will know. Trust me.
I'll like, even when I was a kid, like in high school, I've always hated the term "just in time."
Just
Like,
in case.
What the hell is just in time? Who the hell has the last name Time, and why would you name your kid Justin?
I've actually seen someone who was spelled time. Tyhyme. Time.
The candy mints.
They were English.
So is most time plants. It's usually where I believe they're labeled English time.
Better than
I'm still waiting for mine to grow. I think my tarragon is grown, but I'm not 100% sure because it's got these two weird little plants in it, and I don't know if that's a tarragon plant or not.
You can't use the Google Glass thing to figure out if that's what they are.
I could, but there's not enough like leafage material to help me identify the plant.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
right back, gentlemen.
Randomly tell
Take
me
your
it could be
calls.
clover, clove, it's like, I don't know what.
What's your opinion on rhubarb?
Eat it if you want.
You don't have an opinion on rhubarb then. Okay.
It's a root plant.
My grandma used to make stuff out of it. I don't understand it myself. It's a big leafy plant. That's all I ever saw.
My mom has it.
I know your mom has it. It's one of the reasons I mentioned it. But I just, my mom had it too. But I've never understood why she had it because she never said.
So it's just mainly good for soups.
Well, my grandma and my mom both shared the opinion. It's my kitchen. Stay out of my kitchen. The only reason I learned to cook is when I moved away.
Yeah, my grandma was the same way. It's when she was cooking, stay out of the kitchen, unless you were going to help.
No,
If you weren't helping,
if you're a boy, you were not allowed to be in her kitchen. Grandma didn't believe in that. So I know it's sexist now, but still, that was the way my grandma grew up.
I mean,
Hey, off the hook. How you doing?
yes and no on that one. Technically, how's it going off the hook? I mean, nowadays it could possibly be construed that way, but the thing is, majority of the time, unless you're a dude with culinary skills, most of the time you're not cooking anyway.
Some of the best cooks in the world are men.
Again, when you have culinary skills, most of the time you're not going to be doing that.
I cook for myself and Jenny and Ian. That's it.
I cook for myself only because I really don't have anyone else. Bye, Colin. Must have touched a button.
Oh, he touched the button?
Yep, he touched a button.
He squeezed his mouse the wrong way?
Yeah,
Cheetos.
damn, he's taking forever to get back. He's usually back really quick.
Yeah. Either that or he lost power.
Why does he got storms?
I don't know. I can quick look.
Don't ask us what happened, Colin. I don't have access to getting you out of here. And Jason, I mean, you'd have to really piss Jason off for him to just kick you out.
And I wasn't here. He could have lost. Well, he didn't lose internet.
Yeah, I didn't. If we lost something, me and Jason would have both been gone out of here.
Oh yeah.
Colin pushed a button.
He does have weather on the way though. So does Deb.
By the way, Grace, I don't know if you drink this stuff or not, but my Kroger's currently got them on sale for like $1.99 if you buy 5.
Ooh, tangy.
I'm getting so tired of just drinking freaking water and lemonade.
Now I like the Yellow Country Time lemonade from the same people too.
Yeah,
Or like, excuse me, the
for
pink
some
one.
reason they didn't have none of it. The only thing they had was the Tang and the freaking fruit punch.
I don't like the fruit punch.
I like the fruit punch. It's something other than water and orange juice. Well, I mean, technically orange juice, but not really orange juice.
Yeah, that power outage is still going on. Oh, that's 2 hours ago. There
What
he's back.
happened?
I don't know. You
I have
touched.
no idea.
I don't know
No,
why
I
you're
didn't do
asking
anything.
us.
You guys went black.
Wow.
It wasn't my side.
It had to have been on your side because me and Jason haven't had any issues.
No, I haven't.
'Cause
Weird.
if it was on Jason's side, on his stream starting up, we would have all been kicked out of here.
I
Oh, yeah.
checked my thing. I thought it was you guys because I was talking to you. You froze. Next thing,
It was your
it
end.
kicked me out.
Yeah, it had to have been on your end because the last thing I heard was I cook for me and Jenny all the time, and then you just said, poof.
God.
You just poof.
Weird.
I know. You popped out just before I got back from going to the bathroom and washing my hands.
That was just.
I
weird.
have this for this week too, by the way.
Ooh.
Now, I think somebody needs to create a single guy cookbook for cooking.
There is. It's called a man, a can, and a microwave.
No, you don't need a microwave.
Eat fire.
There's
Yeah.
tons of books out there. If I'm not mistaken, one of them is literally titled "Cooking for One."
Yeah, you can even use the coffee maker.
That's people who live in dorm rooms who use it for making ramen. But
No, I got to test that theory.
what theory?
Making ramen with the coffee maker.
You didn't
Yeah,
know
you
you
can
could
do
do
it.
that? Yeah. This is before they had all the ramen cookers and stuff. You find people in the barracks when I was over in California or even in Germany. They used to do that all the time because it was the quickest, easiest way of making ramen in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about rhubarb before, Grace.
I think she's running a little behind.
Yeah. If anybody refresh your link, please. See up with the current conditions.
My current conditions are sporadically windy. Actually, I'm going to go check. 'Cause I haven't heard the wind in a while, so it may or may not be windy anymore.
It was a little bit breezy today, but not bad.
Oh, it's windier than shit over here.
Well, it is officially here in Newton, 77 degrees. That's the high is 77. The low is going to be about 69.
PR in a couple days.
Oh, that's no, something else. I'm reloading the YouTube side.
Okay.
Why am I showing by myself? That's weird. I'm looking at your channel with just me in it
Yeah.
on the YouTube side.
Yes. Hit the live button.
No, there's no one else on there but me. Oh, there I am. Okay. I thought it was like, what the heck? I was scrolled down too far. Weird. I got it fixed. Got to pop out the chat though, where I can see it better.
So there you go. Pop up that chat.
Well, I popped it out before, but I refreshed everything, so I had to pop that out too.
Yeah. So I also happened to get a another crate, so I can make another raised planter bed.
That's cool.
You need another one?
What? It's already out there. I'm gonna try and get as many as I can. Oh man! Even if it is one a year.
Where is it?
Oh, I gotta move that the shelving from behind the van so I don't run it over tomorrow morning and break another window.
I knew I had to I had to realize I was scheduled for that as well.
I will be right back.
Nah, it's more
No,
of
I
a
think it's okay. In our bedroom.
Oh, that's better. Oh, I need to get some more of those.
The shelf.
Not gotten used the entire time I've owned it.
yeah.
It might be a size small than I needed, but it works.
Just for that, I can go hear music. I can hear music with my band on a
Well, that's true, Grace. It doesn't take much to cook ramen, but some people like hot ramen.
He keeps crapping on
And sometimes using water from the tap, depending on where you live, is not necessarily the best option. Filtered water is what we had to use when I was in Germany, in the barracks anyway, because our post was not very big and the water quality wasn't the best.
Both ends are hard to recover.
Macus,
Now it's in front of the van.
here, bud.
it.
I'll go with mom.
2-3 hours after I'm done working. I had to go. Well, I didn't do it last night because I was too young.
Figure I'll put that shelf in the new greenhouse when we get it.
Out there, I water my plants to make sure everything's good. I walk the property here just to make sure nothing's out of place.
We got a ghost up right up here.
Yep.
You can hear him talking, but you can't see him.
I don't know what they call it.
I got to take my plate in. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Oh, frack. Ooh, that hurts.
I believe that's where that term originated from. I thought that was knowledge.
No, I've never understood.
Yeah, I happened to get a new crate that the elephant ears come in there at work. What I usually do is I just take off the 3 bands on the bottom, then I reconnect them on the bottom of it so I can get it raised planter bed. Right now, I currently got carrots in the old one, and I'll probably end up doing a live next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Then go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to get
I just
2 bags of planting
But
mix.
where's? Oh, damn it! I may or may not be able to sit down here soon. I did something out there and I moved my leg weird, and now the back of my leg's cramped, and I can't sit or like it hurts to sit and stand.
did you pull something?
Oh, potassium.
No, I
tablet.
had leg cramp. I literally with my too far away. Damn it! Edge of the table. I literally went like this,
Mhm.
and my other leg cramped on me. But that was on the other side. I literally just lifted my foot to like kick myself in the butt to stretch.
Icy hot.
Macus
And
and
your butt-
Macus and Smackus and Wackus.
Yep, your buddy's here.
Which reminds me, I need to take some potassium tablets.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Bond.
What I need is
You are
to.
about to plant a garden.
Bastard. Swear to God, I'm gonna fucking stab you with a knife.
Flex that muscle real hard.
It's going to be
Like
both.
a fighter pilot.
Henry Cavill as Bond.
Everybody just sit here in this
Because it's got a
position.
deep
There's something useful.
English accent, usually.
Oh yeah, by the way, Cheez-Its are on sale too.
Macca's is not on sale.
English.
I said Cheez-Its, not cats. Oh shit.
Look, he's waving at you.
Flex those muscles like a fighter pilot.
Or like a cat.
No, the only muscle a fighter pilot flexes is his butt muscle. And he's usually clenching that tight as shit because he doesn't want to crash.
No,
Do
if
you have
you're
any icy hot, Cliff?
Icy Hot has never worked on me.
Well, horse limit then. Something.
Does not work.
Horse limit then.
yeah, when I get the cramps, what I do is I'll tighten up my muscles like I'm in real high G's, and that helps go a little bit faster. Hurry up and get it done and over with.
Well, bananas, like you said, he probably needs to eat more potassium.
I don't even remember the last time I actually ingested potassium.
More often than you think.
Last time you ate a potato.
You eat a potato, you ate potassium.
You know, in a deep fried one.
Even with deep fried. It's in there.
Well, see, then I had potassium this morning, apparently. But no, I don't eat bananas. I refuse to eat bananas. I do not like the taste of bananas.
What's the next best fruit for potassium besides bananas?
Potassium pills.
Yep.
No, I've said fruit, not pills. One a day. You're getting that age there, Cliff.
Shit, no. It don't take me 5 minutes to roll out of bed. Yet.
It took me 5 minutes to get out of this freaking chair because I couldn't stand up.
Well, peanuts have potassium.
Really? But I can't eat those.
Not much, but they do have some.
I was about to be like, where's my jar of peanuts? I know I got one over here.
You haven't eaten those in a while. At least not online anyway, when you're live.
I'll just let it do it. It's currently not hurting when the position it's in. Smackus Attackus is actually just chillaxing. Usually by now he's already trying to be like, get off of me.
You said I got my pets. I'm gone.
He's actually purring right now. You can't hear it, but he is.
So, anything new in your garden this week, Cliff?
Let's see. The random row of onions that I planted on the outside of the fence has started to pop up,
That's good.
which I planted about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I just planted them bored. I was bored. I had a bunch of leftover ones, and I just figured I'd stick them over there. I just planted the rest of my habanero plants outside in the last section that I had trenched on the front side of the fence, because I'm looking at it this way: if somebody's dumb enough to take my my peppers off, they're gonna be for a real surprise when they eat that and their face starts to burn.
Any more volunteer plants in your compost?
At the moment, negative. I have so much stuff on top of it that nothing is growing in it.
That you know of.
Know that there's nothing on top of it. That I have not added water to that thing in months, other than when we had the rain a couple of weeks ago, and that was it.
So
I
what was the
watched that
last
thing-
volunteer thing you had in there?
There's nothing growing in there
No,
right
no.
now.
What was the last volunteer thing that was in there?
Sunflower seed.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought it was something else. Like a
No, the year
potato.
before it was a potato.
Yeah. Did you get any potatoes out of that?
No, that plant died like a week after that.
Oh. Mine's still going strong. So
Yeah, see, I'm not planting those kind of peppers because I'm not eating those peppers.
I'm going to be using them for powder, but I'm at the same time, I'm just like, I would dare somebody to come over here and just start harvesting my peppers randomly, willy-nilly, thinking, oh, look, there's free peppers out here. And then they go bite one and, yeah, tears of sadness because, yeah, don't touch other people's shit.
Des says sweet potatoes for the potassium.
Was that, honey?
I don't like sweet potatoes. They taste nasty.
Tears of regret.
Too sweet?
Tears
No,
of
I just don't like the taste of it.
It's,
No,
I don't like the texture. I don't mind the taste. I just don't like the texture.
I don't like either. It's like a cross between a potato and a freaking yam. No, thank you.
Well, the sweet potato is a yam.
It's the same thing. But regular potatoes have, like she says, 610 milligrams of potassium. So that's not bad. Oh,
Well, considering how big a freaking sweet potato gets versus how big a potato gets, I'd rather just take the potato.
right. But she says apricots too, if you like apricots.
No thanks.
I like that.
Either.
Those are going to hopefully be next year.
You've got apricots, right?
I do not yet.
I thought you did.
Not
I don't
yet.
have restless leg syndrome. I'm just having cramps because I'm most likely a little more dehydrated than I'd like. I've had two,
That's probably more likely because you
I've had two back-to-back like 15-hour days.
any Gatorade in the house or anything like that,
Do not like. I only drink Gatorade if I'm like desperate for something
or
to drink.
something electrolyte mix, drink mix.
Oh no, that stuff, dude. No, the last electrolyte mix. This stuff tastes like absolute shit. I don't know how y'all can drink electrolyte mix.
Wait a minute. How much potassium is in that tank?
Zero.
Really? I don't know what's wrong with Colin.
Sorry, I was looking for.
He's trying to make out with us.
Simple stuff I get from Walmart. Mixed
Yeah, that
berries.
stuff tastes. I don't know how y'all can drink that stuff. Tastes nasty.
Nasty. Yeah.
It's not, there's different flavors. You can get the lemonade ones, which
No, it's not the
I get
flavor.
tired of.
It's the artificial sweetener that they put in there.
I can only. I mean, I haven't tried it since I had my pills, so I'm afraid to, because I've been having trouble with artificial sweeteners in general. Not just with because I can't drink any sodas or anything like that right now, and I understand why. Just the taste is just weird.
Oh, it does say there's potassium in here, but it doesn't give me on the listing on what the value is.
For what?
On the tang.
Potassium on the tang.
I
It
don't know.
says it's not a significant source of iron and potassium, along with, trans fats and blah, blah, blah. But it's not giving me a daily percentage value of how much is in here for the potassium,
Yeah.
which means it's probably negligible to probably eating a banana. But
Crush.
Yeah.
So you
You have
don't
to eat
like
them.
crush.
You have to eat a lot of bananas to get the potassium out of them.
No, I just don't eat bananas. I sat and ate a whole two things of bananas in one sitting. Ate like 24 bananas in one go. I ain't touching another fucking banana ever again.
That's too many bananas in a row, Cliff.
I was freaking hungry, and that's what was there to eat. It's the same reason why I don't do fish.
Well, I don't have that issue. I ate over 24 ears of corn in one sitting, and I still don't. I still like corn.
I think the most amount of corn I've ever eaten is like like 5 cobs or kernels, or five
Well,
cob.
In other words, you were
2
corn
dozen
fed.
ears, 2 dozen for me.
So
Yeah, he
Colin,
was good.
that means he was corn fed for the day.
I was also 14, and I love corn on the cob.
I give my plants Epsom salt.
I do the same thing.
I take a bath in Epsom salt.
Yeah.
But God Almighty, do you know how hard it is to find Epsom salt that doesn't have a random ass flavor to it?
The stuff you put on your feet.
Yes, you soak it in hot. You basically make a salt bath of hot Epsom salt and water, and you soak your feet in there.
That's the only place that's
Everything
not gonna have
around
any
here,
flavorings.
Epsom salt has flavor.
No, you can get the cheap stuff from Walmart that doesn't have it in there.
That's where I looked, and couldn't even find it there.
I have it here.
Everything there's like eucalyptus, mint, lavender. I'm like, why does everything have to have a damn flavor? Like everything, even shampoo and like conditioners, like, oh, here's a rosemary infused lavender shampoo. I'm like, dude, who's using this? Nobody.
Okay, Cliff, I'm going to read you a new electrolyte drink mix. I think you might like it. It's called Pickleball Cocktail.
Yeah, no, I'm going to already stop you right there because I hate pickleball.
Yeah. I don't like that stuff
And
either.
that sport, it shouldn't even be considered a sport.
It's just called that. They changed the name to Jigsaw's Health Potassium Cocktail. It's got 800 milligrams of potassium.
Yeah, just go buy some Flintstones
Yeah,
vitamins.
those chewables. There you go. Those will work.
Get your one a day.
I suggested that already.
Mhm.
Flavor, scent, same difference. Because if it's got the scent in it, it's going to taste like the plant.
Yep.
Yeah, the nearest drugstore for me is like 5 miles away.
They do make adult Flintstones chewables.
I don't want I just want regular old Flintstones vitamins. Not the ones we grew up when we were kids.
Yeah.
That tasted like flavored chalk.
Yep.
You mean like Smarties?
Yes.
No, the Smarties were better than that.
No, actually, I think the Flintstones vitamins actually tasted better than Smarties.
I thought it was the other way around. But my mom couldn't afford them to get them because they were like too name brand.
God, I think they were like $2 and some change for a bottle when I was a kid.
We were poor. I couldn't
Just for
afford
today's inflations? Ooh.
them. You got the complete vitamin gummies. If you want to go that route, if you want to go the gummy route.
No, because I know the minute I start, I'm going to eat the whole bottle.
Yeah.
I did that for a while because I didn't realize they're like candy. But I had a really good couple of weeks after that with all the vitamins I had in my body.
I ate a whole bottle of baby aspirin when I was 2.
I know, I did the same thing.
Of what? She said. What she
Baby
said?
aspirin?
Oh, because it's sweet, tastes like.
Oh, yeah.
citrus. That's not necessarily a good thing, though. They do that. They give that to me when I had my heart problems. You know, the chewable baby aspirin.
You don't want?
What? How we ended up on vitamins? Oh, yeah. Cliff's
My
Asking.
leg cramp.
It was Cliff.
It
Yeah,
sounds like,
the Flintstones vitamins are basically flavored chalk.
or you can also take some PM medicine.
I'm not having that. I'm not taking no Midol. I don't need none of that. Plus, by the time that stuff wouldn't even hit my system before the thing went away.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm back. Temporarily.
Ooh, Jason must have enjoyed his dinner.
I did. I've been popping in and out.
I don't even
Nice.
know what I'm gonna eat for dinner tonight.
I just had two hamburger burritos. That's all.
So tacos,
Ooh,
Close.
soft tacos.
closed end tacos.
Closed in tacos, yeah.
So that if you do taco, it's an open end burrito. Which is like, what is an open end burrito? It's a taquito, sucker.
Taquito?
Taquito.
Sounds like taekwondo, but that's the wrong pronunciation.
It's a Mexican sandwich.
Is it a soft shell or a hard shell, though?
That's toasted or untoasted burrito or taco.
Technically, you're not wrong. No, have you guys ever considered if you guys grew enough corn, could you make your own cornmeal and make tortillas and stuff like that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, not hard.
It's just flour and water, right? Or cornmeal and flour or water, I mean.
Cornmeal flour, salt, then I think like
You-
one other
you-
ingredient.
Do you use
And
baking powder?
And
Or
the
no?
secret ingredient, lard.
I've never really used lard, so I wouldn't know. I've used bacon grease, but that's not the same thing.
Vodka for the crust.
Because I mean, technically, if you're gonna do it, you might as well. If you're gonna be making your own things for that way, you might as well make your own homemade cornbread.
Love cornbread. We eat a lot of cornbread here in Iowa.
Right, Des, no pie on that one, but yeah, that's pretty much Thanksgiving dinner right there: turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, corn, and rolls.
All in a tortilla.
Why not pie? If you would have had,
Apparently, Des didn't have pie.
maybe
Yeah.
she doesn't like pumpkin pie.
Yeah, 3.14.
1519. You want to keep it going. What kind of ice cream?
Frozen.
We had none in the freezer. It makes sense. We don't have any pies in the freezer either.
I don't have any room in my freezer to put pies.
I don't think it's any good.
The only way to find out is make it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's frozen. It's in there sub-zero temperature.
it's at that time.
Yes,
I'm
I
probably
know.
going to be heading out about 9 o'clock, Jason, because I'm a little.
Already.
My knee's starting to act up on me. I took
Okay.
ibuprofen before when I started, but I wasn't sure if I was going to make it.
Take a second one.
I can't. I'm already taking 3 a day, and they're 800 milligrams each. I can't go more than that.
No, not without causing bodily harm.
Uh-uh.
Excuse me, acute bodily harm, not chronic.
Because that was like weird when I tried to stand up earlier before you came on, Cliff, and I couldn't, not without my cane.
Wouldn't a paper cut technically be acute bodily harm?
Mm-hmm.
No, if it was painted like a Pikachu, then it would be acute bodily harm. But that's about it.
Yeah, acute is now, chronic is long term. Don't you guys remember that from your hazmat days?
Hazmat.
Yeah,
I haven't done hazmat since I left the military.
I had to do hazmat every year.
Yeah, but you work with hazardous materials.
Yes, I did.
I worked in a
I
bakery. We never had hazmat.
In
Get the Tylenol roll on. Ew, interesting.
Yeah, they got that paste now, don't they?
She had 4 hatch tonight.
For what?
4 hatch.
Oh, back in a second. Oh, surprising Fort Hatch. Okay, that's the quail are peeking out.
Woohoo! Go Deb, go!
Are they supposed to be coming out tonight, or
You never know. It could have been last night. It could have been tomorrow night. You just don't know.
Yeah, they just kind of go.
They're ready to come out and meet the world.
So, any word on your chickens there, Cliff?
Still need the Jeep to get moved out of the way.
When's the word on that?
Sometime this year, hopefully. Just don't know exactly when.
I
That's
plan
okay.
on putting in chickens as soon as I am able.
The price of eggs are about ready to drop soon, so people won't need the chickens. And then next December, the egg prices go up again, like they do every year.
Mine don't increase in December, but they only increase this time because of
Oh, the
that
chicken
particular event, and I'm pretty sure somebody's finger had to be stuck in the pie from the higher end spectrum of the money chain.
If you look at it, the price of eggs go up every year for about 3 or 4 months. Then they come back down
Yeah,
slow.
but not this high.
Oh yeah, I've seen it this high before. A couple years
I
ago.
haven't.
My egg prices for a carton have never gone to $12.
Was it 3
Not
years
one-
ago?
Oh, sorry, for a flat, it was $21 for a flat.
It was never that
Yeah,
much.
It was 2020 that the price of eggs spiked really high.
Not here.
2020, or was it
I was-
2020 or 2021?
Nope,
Jason,
not here.
even then, I was getting a whole case,
Mm-hmm.
36 dozen for like $40.
Oh,
That's
not
the big
here.
one with the box, right? With the three
Yeah,
flats.
that's
Yeah.
the case.
Yeah, we had
No.
to
I
spend
used
a
to
lot
get those
of
all the time, but I don't go through as much now. But Jenny does a lot of baking with them, and that's the reason why we use them.
I think the reason why Jason sees the spike is just because where they're at.
Possibly. But I'm going to be out here in a minute, guys.
Alrighty.
I can't sit up any longer because my knee keeps on locking up on me. Ow. Didn't hurt that it didn't want to work earlier. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And I'll give you an update on all the information I know about my new place. And the sooner I get out there to go do a walkthrough, I'll give you guys a private one. You guys, no one else is going to get it except you guys.
Alrighty.
So be well, be safe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, be well,
Good
be
night,
safe.
everybody.
And then we can goodbye. And then we can start spreading the news.
Yep.
Right.
New York, New York.
What was he saying?
Damn. So Daniel said a flat of eggs was $32. I was buying cases, like the whole box, like the square white box. I think the highest I saw that, even during COVID was like $38, and then with taxes like 40 something. That was
Yeah.
still cheap.
I mean, this is the highest I've seen them spike. But yeah, like the last year they spiked. The year before that they spiked. But not like they did this time.
No, this was a lot of it had to do with the fact that we lost something like 500,000 chickens. So egg prices went up they pretty much almost tripled. Except for a case of eggs at one point was like $120
Yes, that's
for a
expensive.
case of eggs, and that was where I live. Like I said, a standard 12 pack, like a standard carton, was $6 something. An 18 pack was $8 something, $9 something, depending on where you at. Some places it was $12, and then a flat went all the way up to like $18, $20.
Oh,
Dude, you
no.
got more eggs poking.
Yep. Trying to make some more coffee for Dad.
She gonna be out there on night watch.
Yeah. You know what the weird thing is? I'm here in Texas and we can't find full-size ribs. Beef ribs.
Or bone-in ribeye.
Or bone-in ribeye. Can't find them.
Yeah, there's also a problem with the cattle market right now.
No, it's just since we moved here.
Yeah, I know. Since we moved here, we cannot find the full rack of ribs with the knuckle on them or nothing. You can find them, cut real short, like 4 inches. I'm going, no, eat the whole big old giant long one.
Yeah, you need the like 6-8 inch ribs,
Yeah,
like the ones you're paying like what $35-$45 for a freaking half rack of ribs at the
yeah,
damn
I
store.
know. I remember when those things used to be cheap, and we'd eat that all the time. I remember when London broil was what, less than $2 a pound.
Remember when Chuck Eye was really cheap?
Oh, I know. And Chuck Eye was cheap. Oh yeah.
More cattle, but look, over the years we've had so many issues with cattle being slaughtered due to disease and other
Drought.
various things. Also, the
Fire.
fact that farmers keep losing ground on property because the government likes to just buy up their property without telling anybody and just start putting houses in there.
Yeah.
And then when the farmers try to fight it, they can't because they don't have lawyers or, a significant amount of pocket change.
Yeah, they call that public domain. I'm going, yeah, not public domain. It's I can't remember it off the top of my head. Where they can just seize your property for the better good of the people.
Yeah, that's why if I ever get property, I'm going to make sure I have an allodial title on it.
Be right back. I get more coffee.
Jason needs more coffee, folks. So he'll be right back. I guess Jason left me with me tonight, so yes. Haven't had a London broil in forever. And I mean literally forever. I literally don't even remember the last time I ate one. Oh, I'm tired and sticky. Beans. I need to do an update video for you guys on the garden, but yeah, everything's starting to pop up really nicely. Really nicely. Ooh. Grace, do you know how expensive that would be? I think the last time we split a cow in Denver when I was younger. That was $500 worth of meat that we got after processing. We ate that stuff for like 4 years. Just half a cow is a lot of freaking meat. We probably had 40 pounds of ground beef, steaks, T-bones, freaking filet mignon with like a freaking box of that stuff. And there was like 30 something little filet mignon patties in there. We had ribeye, just like freaking 8 things of ribs. And we had so much freaking meat.
Yeah, like I said, using that marinade that I get from that Larry's beef marinade, man, it makes the London broil really, really good. Oh, is it so good? We also do the same thing with that. What was it that ribeye? Not the ribeye. The
Skirt steak?
no, not the skirt. Well, yeah, it's good with the skirt steak. Cheap meat we used to use
Chuck.
yeah, the chuck roast, and we'd make little medallions out of it, cut with bacon and all that, barbecue that.
The Chuck Eye.
Huh?
Chuck Eye.
Oh, the chuck eye. Okay, sorry.
Oh, I think it was a lot more than 500 pounds worth of meat on that one there, Daniel. I had an entire 6 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot deep freezer filled to the top. But yeah, but this was also when I was a teenager, so when I was like 15, 16, 17. Nowadays, you're probably going to pay 3 or 4 times that amount for that same amount of meat.
Oh yeah. I said, what is it now for a half a cow over at the butcher shop? Is what, $900 now?
There you go, Deb. At least you're getting some decent, useful meat afterwards.
Yeah. I'll just get a deer, make my own.
Deer jerky.
Better than turkey jerky.
That's what I need to get. I need to get a decent meat slicer. Like a good high-end meat slicer.
Yeah, they're kind of on the pricey side.
I don't know. I'm half tempted. Harbor Freight sells one. I'm half tempted to buy that just to see if it's worth the shit.
No,
It's not.
we've had one. I mean, it's great for doing like a salami or a bologna. You can slice it that way. But when you're trying to do full on heavy meats, no. Gesundheit, there's Cliff.
That one just came out of nowhere. Man, I'm like, whoa, it's at 75 degrees in here. I'm like dying.
Yeah, we got the freezer space.
That's the only thing I don't.
Ours is a 7.5 or something like that. There's actually quite a bit of room in there.
Yeah, we had a big freezer. That was a good sized freezer. You could probably hide about 6 or 7 dead bodies in that thing. That's how big that one was.
Yeah, you get the 1 deer, 2 deer, 3 deer, 4 deer freezers. Bandsaw. Good sharp knife.
Well, yeah, bandsaw, if you're cutting, like a whole freaking steer leg, yes. But once you get it processed into smaller bits, you'll just need the standard meat slicer. It's really weird. I never actually see those at Walmart, which is odd.
What? Meat slicers? Yeah. Now you're gonna have to go down to the the restaurant supply store.
Yeah, I got one right across the street from me.
Yeah, you
Where
just
work.
fork out the money for it. No, they won't cut bones. You need the bandsaw to cut the bones.
Vivor has one for $234.
Mm.
Jason's like, ooh, I know where I'm going.
Vivor has everything.
Wait, Home Depot sells meat slicers? Since when? I've never seen one over there. But that's got to be on the website. That's the only place I can think of. Ooh, you know what? I want the ones that they have for Arby's, because those things freaking motor through meat.
Oh,
Gosh.
uh-oh. Honk. Honk.
Hey, I got it muted so nobody heard me this time. Dang, walk-in freezer. Yeah, those are nice. Fairly insulated, too, because they're like 4 to 6 inches thick.
Well, it's like you can make your own chiller room. All you need is a wall unit and put it on dry. If it's insulated, it makes it cold in there. My
Yep.
daughter's room is really cold.
Yeah, I don't know what we got up to today for the temp that drops, but yeah, it was warm outside. But it also got really windy, and I don't particularly like being exfoliated against my better judgment, so I came inside.
Yeah. What did we get to today?
Luckily, I managed to get all my front yard plants watered. So
Yeah,
I'm square on
89
that.
today. Yeah, we got the 89 today, and it's currently 76.
I don't even want to know today. I think we got like to 9. I don't know what we got to today. All I know is it was freaking hot.
Yeah. Well, we had the high humidity and all that as well, so
Yeah, we got to about 80.
I think we went 95 with the heat index.
Oosh. Well, I guess the rest of the week's gonna be warm, and luckily I'll be inside of a building, so yay me.
Yeah, Deb says if she wins the lottery, she's gonna buy a walk-in fridge and freezer. Wonder how she's gonna fit that inside of her house.
No, you just put it outside the house.
Yeah.
Concrete pad, lay that down on there, and make sure it's waterproofed on the bottom, so if you get a flood, that stuff doesn't soak into the freezer, and then just gotta run power to it.
can actually make your own.
Yeah, buy enough sheets of foam for it.
Oh yeah,
Just glue the foam together and framework, and there you go.
yeah. Build it like a little storage shed, and then fill it full of insulation. Then you put your drywall up, and then you put your insulation board up.
I'll just put the insulation board in between the baffles. God, I probably could do that with mine if I really decided I wanted to get bored.
Yeah.
Fill all the gaps in there with 3-inch foam, and yeah. I mean, that's how much best way to insulate against most things. Just the fatter the layer of foam is, the more you get insulation.
Yeah, the problem is that the studs will actually exchange heat. That's why you put up the styrofoam sheets on the inside of the wall. You lose a couple more, cubic feet, but
No, if you're building and you're doing it that way, you just account for how much space you're going to be losing and just make the frame slightly bigger.
yeah.
So it wouldn't be too hard to adjust the plans to where you're an additional 6 inches squared around the outside framework. Ooh, text message.
Yeah, so you can have one of these put in the wall and you put it on dry. He said, here dry inside the shop, it's 66 degrees. So it's really cold in here. Every once in a while I need to turn my little heat on because I get cold. Let's see. Excuse me, 70 degrees in here right now.
Yeah, I'm at like 75. I actually feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, in the mornings it'll be like 66 degrees in here. But like I said, it's a good sized shop. If I shrink it down to a quarter the size, it'd be almost freezing in here. It'd be
That also may or may not be a good thing.
well, it'd be like a refrigerator.
34 degrees.
So my daughter's got the smallest room in the house, and her room is probably 13 by 14, and her window unit is on dry 24/7. Like this one here is, and that room is cold. But then again, her whole room is insulated. Every wall is.
Yeah, I lose a little bit of thermal mass just because of my freaking window over here.
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or
But
not,
I also retain a lot of thermal mass because this whole entire wall is freaking like 16 inches thick rammed earth. So it sucks in the summertime because I'm stuck here in this room sucking up radiant heat from the outside. Not very fun.
So Deb, her son-in-law, owns a farm, and she gets sharecropper. Her brother gets $2 and $1 a year for the landowner permit.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of meat. A lot of sausage.
Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a good chunk of meat right there.
That is.
That's enough for a few people for
All
pretty much
year.
the whole year.
Sister-in-law. Okay.
That's still a good chunk of meat.
That is. It's actually quite a bit. And again, I said again, when you got several acres, you can hunt and you can grow your own vegetables. You can have your own orchard, which hopefully I'll be able to start here in the next 3 years.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what my 2 apple trees do because they are literally loaded to bear with apples right now.
I got no apples this year on my apple tree.
You'll get them next year.
I figured I probably wouldn't get any for this year. But man, that tree is getting tall.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to actually trim mine at some point. Because if they get too tall, if the canopy gets too big on those and the wind blows, despite the fact that they're in a huge pot, it'll blow them over.
Yeah.
I know it'll blow them over. Bottom of that pot's only like 1.5 feet wide.
Oh yeah,
That
she
pot's
gets
like 4 feet high.
the leg bones, rib bones.
Spine and the neck.
Oh yeah, lots of bone broth. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got that one that's recovering. It's growing pretty quick too. It's coming back.
I check on my apples constantly just because I want to make sure that the weight of them doesn't break the branches off.
Yeah.
Because if I have to go out there and trim off a couple of apples here and there to keep my branches from snapping, I'm going to be doing that because I do not want to lose that tree.
Oh
Either
no.
of them.
Yeah, like I said, mine's over 8 feet tall now.
I think that's where mine's at.
Yeah, I can't even touch the top of them. They've done that in what? This is their first winter that they just went through. I planted them last spring. I planted them.
Yeah, this is their second winter for mine, but
Can't imagine what the apricots will do.
those are probably going to go pretty good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that pomegranate planted. I just need to get out there, measure everything. I just don't know where I'm going to put it yet. I know it's going to
I
go out.
thought you figured out where you're going to stick it. I thought you already had that in the ground.
Trying to figure out, should I keep it next to the, not too far from the apples, or should I put it far away from the apples?
I'd probably put it a little farther away from the apples.
Yeah, because I know it's not too far from the same family.
Does it need full sun?
Yeah, you might need it for pollination purposes.
Hello?
What?
Does it need full sun?
No, just partial sun.
Plant it right into that tall bush right there.
The what?
That tall bush
No, that's where I want the greenhouse.
where the bush is.
Uh-huh.
Damn, Daniel, that's a lot of meat.
Daniel,
Yeah.
did you see
Drop says this is about 16 feet tall. How long ago did you plant your apple tree, though, Drops? Because mine's only been in those planters for about 2 years.
Yeah, mine's been in the
They're about
ground.
8-9 feet high now.
I planted them about a year. Yeah, April of last year is when I put them in the ground.
I don't
Yes,
like when I put mine in the
apricots.
ground.
I happen to like apricots. I just hate paying the price for apricots.
Yes, he said apricots. Or apricots. Sweet peach.
Yeah, I also want to put some peaches in. And if I get a larger piece of property, that means I have to rebuy all the trees too, which won't hurt my feelings one bit.
No, don't buy the trees. Cut some of the thicker branches off and try to get some rootstock growing on them.
No, I'll just buy new trees. They'll establish better. Better rootstock, better top stock.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You might get better top stock. Well, yeah, you're definitely going to get better top stock. But I mean, even if you graft your own branches,
Yeah.
or clone your stuff, if you can get a decent rootstock on there, though, that rootstock will take off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Ah, so it came with the house. So they probably planted it about a year or two before you guys took the
Yeah.
place. Damn, Daniel, what are those?
Yeah, I like to cut them in half and also dehydrate them too.
Dehydrate half of an apple?
No, the apricots.
Oh, the apricots.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it would take. You know how long it would take to dehydrate half an apple?
A long time.
Yeah, and extremely. You'd have to. It'd be faster to freeze dry it.
Ooh, nice tasty morsel treats. Ooh, yeah.
I used to have access to basically unlimited cherries.
Yeah, I'm gonna plant those too.
Yeah, mine haven't done anything this season. I haven't gotten any new buds on them or even leaves, but I know the plant isn't dead because I like to take the tips of my plants and I like to bend them. And if they don't snap, I know the plant's still alive.
Oh yeah, another thing I also like was that the
Ow.
with the apricots when you dehydrate them and you can have the banana chips with them and make little trail snacks.
Yeah, Grace did that for me. I think she made I think they were apricots, the apricot rings and chocolate. I think that's what they were, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the only bad thing about the apricot trees is they all ripen all within 2 weeks on the whole tree. All at the same time. Boom.
And it doesn't matter if you plant them in for you plant one season and you plant one halfway through the next season. Yeah, they're going to do it all the same. A clock.
Now they have different species which will ripen at different times.
But you have to have those different species. If you have the same variety and species of the same plant, yeah, they're all going to do the same thing at the same time.
Yeah. Well, let's say the same thing with the apples. They got a early season, mid season, and late season.
Yeah, I think the ones that I have are kind of like interspersed, so they'll be like 1 month they'll be ready, and then like another month or two down the road, the other ones will be ready.
Yeah, because I think the apple, I got the Annas, and I think they're the early season.
Oh, it was tangerine slices.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, one of the neighbors I grew up had a couple of the apricot trees, and every year, late September, he'd just have so many of them, he would just give them away. You know, he brought them to school, gave them to everybody there, and we knew him, and we'd go over there, we'd grab some from them, and because I knew him before I even was in high school.
I'm gonna sell my apples 50 cents an apple.
Ooh.
When I get my apples.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, easy. Who knows it? I might even on the once I get the piece of larger property, I might throw several dates in too. The jewel dates, the big ones.
I can send you jujubes or juju fruit.
Nah, I'm good.
That's a weird one. It's like a giant raisin. No, that's really what that plant is. That juju plant is basically essentially a giant ass raisin.
Oh yeah.
My neighbor has one. We gave her the plant we had, and that thing's actually doing pretty good over there. It's like 15 feet high.
Yeah, I need to get a couple more nectarines. I need to get some plums. Yeah, I like to have the diversity of the fruit that I actually like to eat. And it's way better than the store. For some reason, I don't like eating the ones from the store.
It's because the stuff in the store is not fresh. It's already been sitting there for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's that little small, little round, little yellowish orange. Almost looks like a peach, but real small. A little bit more solid. It's got that one pit in the center. Yeah, they're real good. I like them. Problem is, I don't like them from the store. Because they pick them way too early and they're not as sweet.
Well, like I said, you just got to get your plant in and see what happens from there. But
Yeah.
it sucks when you're on a property and you start doing what you want to do, and then you find you want a new property and you manage to afford that property, and then you have to start from square one all over again.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm going to take my time. Yeah, I would like to get something between 15 and 50 acres. I don't need anything more than that.
I'd be fine, honestly, with 10.
Yeah, I can get away with 10, but I still would like to have at least 100-yard range.
Yeah, you would need a little longer property. For me personally, I would be fine with 10. So, I mean, put a small little house on there, a little shed or two just for extra stuff, and build a partial underground freaking greenhouse. Big one, not a little tiny one. I'm not doing no BS like 8 by 10 or whatever. If I'm gonna do a property like that, I'm gonna do a big greenhouse. That sucker probably gonna be 20, 25, maybe 30 feet wide by like freaking 100 feet long.
Like a big giant high tunnel.
Massive. Basically, like what Drop said, geothermal greenhouse.
Yeah. Yes, I don't have to worry about too much of the cold. I mean, we get cold snaps, but not, freezing like, other places north of us do. I mean, you go 200 miles north, yeah, it gets cold. I mean, it gets cold. Ugh.
Dave wants to know if you want to do Bartlett pears.
I'll eventually get those. I said I'm really limited to some room here on this half acre, but like I said, it's just I was looking at some property, just looking. They're around here. It's just finding the right one.
Another thing I got to trying to get growing is my freaking cantaloupes.
Mhm.
I don't have any of those growing this season.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have to rent a trencher. I'm gonna have to trench a big old giant circle, fill that full of concrete and rebar, and then get in there with an excavator and dig out a hole. And then, hey, look, I got a lake.
You're going to do something like that.
Oh yeah, it works.
So you'd be using it. Essentially, you'd be using it as a retention pond.
Yeah, pretty much.
Means you'd have to at least make yourself an inlet and an outlet. That way you have fresh materials coming in and being able to siphon it out at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you're going to be putting fish in there as well.
Oh yeah, of course. It's all warm season. Catfish and some largemouth bass, bluegill. All it needs is a windmill. When the wind's blowing, it keeps it full. That's all you need. Huh?
Or flowing river.
Or a flowing river.
So when we had a pipe coming in, the water would come in,
Uh-huh.
and then it would go out.
Yep.
At a certain level, we would exit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always telling me about when she was in California in Grass Valley, they had a little creek on the property, and they diverted part of it to a little pond. They had it in and out.
Yeah, divert it from one end, put it into the pond, and then the back end of the pond, divert it right back into the little river.
Oh, yeah. You only need a little
Except the
bit.
mosquitoes away doing
That's what the fish are for. Oh, can you mention the? I'd have to order some F1 bass. Ooh, get some big ones in there. Only a couple of them.
Too many of them and they'll eat all the fish.
Yeah.
Unless you decide to stock your pond every once in a while with a buttload of goldfish.
That's what the bluegill and the minnows are for.
That's what the fish
True.
are for.
That's what the fishing lures are for. Yeah. All the fish habitats and just create the ecosystem. I've always wanted to do that. Not on a big scale. Just on a, just like 2.5, 3 acres of water.
That is a lot of water.
Yeah, and maybe 10 feet deep.
Okay, not as much water.
Yeah.
Still a good amount of water, though.
Well, if I hook up a pump up to it, then I can pump water to the orchard and garden. And I got the windmill keeping it full.
Yeah. I'm assuming a windmill is going to be attached to a pump or a well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't have to worry about the water being, too deep here or something like that.
Yeah, probably drill down to about 50 feet.
Oh, yeah. Maybe even 40 feet. But 50 feet would be good. Because the recovery time with the windmill, it shouldn't be that much.
You doing, what size pipe are you going to use?
Probably a 1 inch, maybe 2. But the caisson will have to be 6 inches.
Oh. Ate too many Cheez-Its.
Too many Cheez-Its?
Yeah, I sort of ate the entire box in one sitting. I don't know why, but these cheddar ranch ones are freaking good.
Oh, those ones, the crisp ones, yes.
Yeah, the grooves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ate
I will eat a whole box at a sitting too.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on it, but I just ended up sitting there and just munching them and munching them and munching them, and next thing I knew, the box was empty.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel's trying to keep his garden small because they're still planning on moving to Montana.
Yeah. No, the windmill is actually the pump. It doesn't generate any electricity. It just moves an arm up and down, and it pumps the water up just like a bicycle pump. There's only, a couple moving parts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every couple of years, you got to pull it out and replace the leather gaskets, and that's it. No, it's not that hard. It's just expensive getting the windmill. Those things start out like $17,000.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tractor Supply actually sells them.
No, an actual working windmill? No, they're expensive.
I should probably label it. No.
So I need one at least 20 feet tall.
Let's see, they've got solar ones. Outdoor Water Solutions, 12 foot for about $3,000.
Oh, well, they come down in price since I last looked.
Yeah, I'm looking at one. It's Water Solutions Super Primer Windmill for $34,000.
Are those electric or are those manual?
That's a manual.
Wow.
Got the fan on top and everything. Comes with looks like it comes with its own set of gardening watering supplies too.
Hmm.
So Outdoor Water Solutions, it is in stock. I kind of want to look at more of this. But I mean, it's only 12 feet high.
Yeah, I need to get up a little bit higher because the trees here are really tall.
At least according to this. If I had more information on this. I'm trying to find a spec sheet, but it's not giving me one. No, that's way higher than 12 feet. I think that's like, 20 footer, sorry.
Oh, 20. Okay, yeah.
I misread that when I was looking at it. So it is a 20-footer. Triangular. Oh, sorry. Well, I couldn't get to the right page on time. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It does have a triangular frame. So it's not the standard tapered square frame, but it is triangular frame.
Share.
Give me a second. I'm getting to the right page. Surprised everybody's like wants to see this. Get off me, stupid screen. I hate when they pop up these little mini pop-up screens. There, go away.
Yeah.
So there it is. So you get water, you get line, you get
The pipe.
pipe, you get
Valves.
you get I'm assuming that's a connector arm for the windmill. You've got your splitter line, water splitter, random bearing sleeve, line connectors. It looks like a saturator flow pump, I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm just taking an estimated guess. That's most likely for the I think those are pressure regulators.
Could be.
Because they've got the two holes in the back, so I'm assuming that's where you do a lot. You run your line off the back and then just run them through the holes. So those most likely be buried in ground
Mm-hmm.
or just under like some gravel. And yeah, those are most likely pressure regulators. And there's the triangular base for it. And get over here so I can scroll up more. And there's the whole thing. God damn it. It's really hard to get the top of this thing. There we go.
Oh yeah.
So there's your working line. You can kind of see it right where my cursor's at. Comes down and goes this way.
Oh, that's way lower than what I was looking at.
Yeah, $3,000 is for 20 foot. $3,000 or a little over three is not too. 3,500 is not too bad.
No, it's not.
This is the site is right here. It's the Water Solutions. So if you just go there, and it actually gives you an option when you click on it. Actually check what is it? Follow the price, so you can actually like see if it ever goes lower or higher.
Yeah. Right. No. Outdoor Water Solutions.
Oh, so here we go. This is what it comes with: one roll of non-weighted 100-foot airline,
Airline.
2 rubber membrane diffusers with self-sinking bases. Okay, so those were not what I thought they were, but kind of thought they were. 1 head pivot bearing to help swivel the windmill head in lower wind conditions, I guess. 2 rolls of 100-foot weighted airline to sink your airline to the bottom of the pond. Interesting, but I didn't see a filter pump.
Oh, it's not a water pump. It's an air pump.
Oh, sure. But then why the hell is it Outdoor Water Solutions?
Because it's for ponds.
So those are freaking
Those are, air pumps.
air ballasts. Oh, okay, that's annoying. Well, never mind then. Ignore that one. We can get rid of that then.
Actually, no, not really. It keeps your pond aerated.
Keeps your pond aerated, yeah, if you have a pond. So, I mean, that would be a good solution for pond aeration for you.
The solar fountain.
Yeah. So if yeah.
It would be less than $3,000.
No, those things are. Oh,
See if I can find something else.
We had one for a swimming pool.
yeah.
Wow, that did not give me jack squat.
Yeah, just put in their windmill well pump.
Yeah, that's what I got. Water pump windmill.
Yeah.
I'll do shopping so I can find something better. Okay, outdoor whatever won't go there because that seems to be not what I need. Same thing on that one. Yeah, some of these I'm not sure about. Yeah, I keep finding a lot of the outdoor water solutions ones. Oh yeah, complete windmill complete aeration system. That's the same thing we were looking at. That's pond and garden. Yeah. Basically, just finding a lot of decorative stuff and then those pond aerators.
Guess what I just found?
What we're looking for?
Ooh, a 10-foot windmill at 33-foot tower is $12,000. I told you they're not cheap. And I want to get the 10-foot span. It has more torque.
Just make sure you got one with good brakes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bummer. Ah.
Yeah, they say they can lift up to 200 feet. Then again, I'm not going down that far. I'm just looking for like volume. Wonder what the volume you can get. Oh, then they offer heavy duty upgrades for $500 more.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, an extra 500.
Well, you know what? I would probably pay for the extra heavy duty upgrade, just so I didn't have to worry about it.
Wrong side. Let's get the base jet up
They're actually made here in Texas. Where are they at in Texas?
there. Nice.
Oh, let me go down to the bottom of the page. That'll give me where they're located at. Maybe.
Rob's asking about an Archimedes screw moving more water at a more constant rate. Probably, but when it comes to windmills are rather sporadic. They only work when there's wind.
Yeah.
So there might be times if and when Jason is able to do this, that his pond will be low, and then there'll be times when his pond is way too high.
Oh, yeah. Okay, where are they at? Oh, you can only contact them through an email.
Good night, Cecilia. Be well, be safe. Have a good one.
512 area code.
Lubbock, Texas.
Is that where they're at? Lubbock?
I have no idea.
This is called TexasWindmill.com.
They might be. Who knows?
Yep, Lubbock, Texas.
You got to be kidding me. I just took a random stab in the dark.
Yeah, it says here. Okay, the American Windmill Museum is in Lubbock, Texas. Sorry.
So that's a windmill museum.
That'd be kind of cool to go see.
Windmills.
It doesn't say exactly where they're at.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's even more unfortunate that you can only get a hold of them via email.
Yeah. I would like to see a physical address. So no aluminum, no plastic. Self-control the speed. Okay, the windmill will not self-control the speed.
That's yeah. Usually when you got stuff like that, if it goes too fast, you end up blowing out your bearings.
Oh yeah, well not just the
Get that.
bearings. You blow out all the what do you call it?
I wonder what that $500 heavy duty upgrade is going to be. Is that for the
Yeah.
mounting hardware, or is that possible that it's adding a windmill brake to
Probably
that?
windmill brake and other stuff. That's something that I'm gonna have to look into. Okay, that's just for the windmill. That's not for the water well contractors. That's just for the windmill itself. It looks like
Oof.
they install it too.
So you basically have to have the site prepped and ready for installation.
Yes. Remember, nothing says Texas likes a windmill, and nothing to say I love you better than the gift of a windmill.
500 acres. With water rights, by the way, folks, with water rights.
Ooh. Well, they've been in business since 1933.
Damn. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, there's
That's nearly 100 years.
yeah. I mean, just think, Daisy. They originally made water windmills, as in the Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just I could probably put in the well itself. Now here I don't have to worry about the rocks and the granite or anything else like that. It's pretty much all sand here, as far as I know.
Ah, missed it.
Oh wow, 10 minutes to go, folks. 10 minutes to go. Can we last that 10 minutes?
Yeah, I might not be able to be honest. Well, I probably can, but I can't because nature's calling me, and it might have to be a few minutes.
Number 2, huh?
And on top of that, my sinuses are kicking my butt today for some
I
reason.
know. Mine are too right now. Oh, Deb says I can. Well, she's gonna be up all night anyways,
Yeah.
catching chicks.
I'm going to take my leave. Hopefully, I'll make it back before the end of this, but give
Alrighty.
me
I'll wait till you get back. Woohoo! Then it's just me temporarily. Yeah. So yeah, it's just something I'm just looking forward to. Have my own little hunting cabin / orchard. Who knows? It might become permanent residence later on. Oh no, I'm way gone to bed way before then, and that's just before I wake up. Ooh, excuse me. That's that burrito talking. Yeah, so yeah, I would love to put in orchards and a little open field and a little bit of a pond and my own little villa. Who knows? Who knows what I'll end up doing? All I know is I'm not going to do the animal thing because then I won't be able to go out on trips because I have to have somebody watch the animals instead of just house sit. What you watching now, honey? See, no answer. She's totally engrossed in her show she's watching. So I'll try and talk over it so I don't get dinged from YouTube because it's a different sound than normal. What are they watching? Whose video is that? Or I get hit with music rights. Yeah, and TD's letting the dogs out. Let's see. Oh, still on that sleep schedule? No, my sleep schedule's always been up early in the morning. As I'm getting earlier, staying up later, it's definitely slowly changing. Especially with the new work schedule they put me on from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and I hate that schedule. Because in the wintertime, I don't even get to see daylight at all for 5 days in a row. I get to see the sun rising and the sun setting, and that is it. Oh, look, no cliff yet. Yeah, so if anybody's got other places to look for windmills, give me a little shout out. I would help. I would generally appreciate the help on where to look. This looks like I'm going to be spending hours and hours and hours looking. That's why I started looking now. I've actually been looking over the past couple of months. I'll hop on and I'll look and shop around, get prices. Yeah, last time I checked, it was like $17,000 for a windmill. It was like, what? That's crazy. Windmills available in Texas. I'm still looking at it. Oh, and I can't even click on them. They just show some pictures of some guys standing next to the windmills. And you need a crane to put it up? That's crazy. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff out there. I wonder if Vivor has it. I'm not gonna look on Vivor right now. Oh, Deb, you go to bed at sunrise frequently? Yep, she's a night owl. Yeah, let's see. I got several hours before I have to get up, go to work. 5 days in a row again. That's okay. It seems to go quicker and quicker as I get older. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me pop it up here. Click that. This is just one of the first ones I've kind of like popped up on. And let me pop that there and paste.
I'm back.
You're back?
Well, obviously.
Yeah, like I said, the trees here are like 80 feet tall. So I would have to probably put that right next to my little lake in a clearing. And I'll probably have the orchard around my little lake. Is what I was thinking.
There you go. Yeah, that would work.
Oh yeah. It'd be expensive to put in, but it would probably be well worth it.
Pun intended.
Pun intended, yeah. But it would dramatically improve the value of the land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have variable winds.
Right there.
Yeah. You said we have the variable winds here, so that's not too bad. It's just getting the blades up above the trees to actually catch the wind.
Yeah, they'll get it through the trees. Just not as much.
Yeah, I would have it like right next to the lake. So that I would have to place it where the most prevailing winds that are located here throughout the year. You know, during the wintertime, it comes out of the north. I think during the summertime, it comes out of the south. That's why we're a little bit cooler than said areas of Texas during the summertime.
Well, that's why you allowed for directional change.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd still be just, it's something to keep me busy when I fully retire. I'll just put around, do a little bit of fishing in the morning, a little bit of mowing in the afternoon. I don't want to do mowing all day, 3 days a week. I already did that.
Yeah, for quite a few many years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I said I just don't know what I'm going to end up with. Is it going to be flat? Is it going to be slightly on a hill? Yeah, you just don't know. I just don't know.
Windy. I don't know what chat's what anymore. No, crud, wrong button.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, they get a constant wind about 20 miles an hour. I mean, we generally have a constant breeze here around about 10 to 15. But right where I live, we don't feel a whole lot of it because I'm totally surrounded by the forest. Yeah, I got trees around me that are like 80 feet tall. Between the cypress, the pine, I mean, some of the oak trees here are just absolutely huge. I mean,
Big old acorns.
yeah, well, I got a pecan tree right here next to the house is 60 feet tall, which is really tall for a pecan tree, but it's also big in diameter. You've seen that picture of the diameter of that tree.
Yeah, my neighbor, like I said, I have a friend of the family who had a pecan tree like that between his property and the neighbor's property. If you drilled a hole through that thing straight across, I think it was like 3.5, almost 4 feet.
Yeah.
Huge tree.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's why you get windmills with auto braking. Once it gets to a certain speed, the brakes start automatically applying so it doesn't obliterate your head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 8 chicks now. All right, Deb.
Woohoo! So those other 4 that were peeping were popped out already. Nice. Out of how many did you plant, Deb?
How many she put in the incubator, you mean?
Yeah, well, how many did I say plant?
Yes.
I mean, technically, I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you plant them inside the incubator.
Yeah, I mean,
One in there.
it's an odd way of saying it, but yeah, I don't know. So, how many she said? 41?
Yeah. Well, hopefully you have a good luck and you get all 41.
Shit, even if she gets up to like 30?
Oh, yeah. Well, 90% of the batch I would consider a success.
So, yeah. That would be a definite good amount right there, though.
Oh, yeah. And survive.
Yes. Yeah, the hatching is part one of the problem. The second problem is keeping them maintained.
Yeah.
Don't kill your plants. And yes, I said that one that way on purpose.
Yeah.
Don't kill your plants. That's essentially what everything is. It's a plant. You feed it, you water it, you maintain it, and hopefully it doesn't die on you.
Yeah, like I said, you looked up the area for a windmill is 0.5 acres. Yeah, I mean, but we get a lot of rain here, which is not bad. So we're supposed to get like 51 or 50 inches a year of rain. And if I slope it just right, I can get a nice runoff.
Yeah.
I still have to put an overflow in there. Well, like I said, what I dig out, I'm going to create the hill around the side of it and, have that nice, easy slope on there and at least try and get at least, 30, 40 feet of runoff that goes into it if it's going to be totally flat. I don't need a whole lot of slope. I just need some. I'm starting to wind down, folks. I guess I think we're going to call it here for the night. And we will catch Cliff on Saturday at around about 7:30 Central Time, 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern. Yeah, that's what it is. Somewhere in there. Right?
Yes.
All right, everybody. We'll catch everybody on the next episode. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. We'll find out. It's always spur of the moment. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week. And we'll see everybody in the next episode. And don't forget to get out there and slap a rat. Yep, I'm back.
I'm back too. And then it'll mute us, and then we have to unmute ourselves again.
I know. Chitty says he'll have a video dropping next Saturday.
And drop.